And we are live at last.
To the traditional sounds of the exciting game of lawnmower.
So hang on, let me find the page. We are live at last.
The sky's like when you were young.
There we go.
Yeah, I turned it off. It was me.
Holy shit, that was an ordeal. Yeah, and I am playing music because it's going to get deleted, so I don't give a fuck about copyright strikes.
You need the elevator music. It's the only one that matters.
No, I'm playing copyrighted material right now. Fuck them.
Yeah, you can do everything, but don't play Kate Bush, or you get banned like mine, like my I of Dr. Moreau one.
I'm just playing a bit of the orb. Well, my mate Daz has just sorted me a ticket out, and oh bloody hell, I should say about our guest.
Yeah.
We have the great. Oh, we did have the great. He's dropped out.
Yeah, he's still in or not?
Yeah, he's dropped out for a moment. We'll see if he comes back.
Oh. So
I was about to announce the great Cabbage Patch bastard.
yeah.
One of the true people with a true voice, and he's never ashamed to use it. Here he is. He's back.
Oh, cool.
Right, there we go. That's enough of the orb. And we are back then. So, and like I say, we have the ever amazing Cabbage Patch bastard with us, the voice of a new generation.
It's Bastard, thank you very much.
Oh, indeed it is. Yes, Bastard, Alan Bastard.
You're welcome.
Hi, Cub.
So, really,
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, and thanks to the guy who helped us out with the stream.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, Jensen.
Jensen. Hey, we both tried. It's just that Cabby had the answer.
Yep, cool.
Oh dear. Right then. Come on then, Cub. Start talking. You've usually got no shortage of words.
Yeah, but I usually don't have a hangover like today. I was yesterday in the city, and oh my god, and I have nothing against it here.
Oh, hangover. What, you had more than a 4-pack?
Yeah, much more. Yeah, I'm trying now a new beer to get rid of the headaches.
Oh yeah, is this some new European guideline thing?
Hair of the dog.
Hair of the dog, indeed, as we call it.
Yes. If you have a hangover, you should drink the last thing you drank the evening before, and maybe the hangover gets better.
Even if it doesn't, you don't care, do you?
Yeah, and I don't give a fuck.
It's like that old T-shirt used to say, Cabby, avoid hangovers, stay drunk.
Stay drunk. Yeah, I used to have one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, the good old Blackpool fucking beachwear.
It was. That's where I got it. It was yeah.
Essential beachwear.
North Pier.
Yeah. Essential beachwear of the English gent.
Yeah, and socks and sandals.
Oh, indeed.
Yeah,
and then
don't forget to send
hanky.
The link that works.
Knotted on all 4 corners. Go on, Cub, sorry, you were saying.
Yeah, don't forget Pete to send him the real link.
Oh shit, yeah, the new link.
Not that he tries the other broken one.
Everybody's going to have that old one.
Yeah.
Delete the old message.
Copy that link. I'm glad I still had Discord open and didn't shut it down, or I would have been fucked. Yeah, normally this time of the evening is when me, Cub, and Pete do the Dawn's DLC podcast, but Pete's got the Canadian geese flu.
Yeah.
Bird flu.
Hope gets well soon.
Must be a bad strain, that, Cabby. Canadian geese flu.
Exactly. I mean, if it's weight for weight, I mean,
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, chicken flu, that's nothing, is it? Compared to...
You can just brave that shit.
Yeah, you know, goose, that's got to take you down.
Brent in the chat. Lumberjack Titus, apparently.
Oh. Yeah, but he's okay.
He is. With his jobs down trees and he wears, yeah.
He wears high heels, suspended, and the bra. How it should be a girlie. Actually, that's fucking Trudeau, isn't it? There's Justin Trudeau in the fucking nutshell. Is that song.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
In a weird way, Cabby, yeah. Fuck.
They were prophets, I tell you. Python just keeps giving.
This EU directive is dead. This Brexit is dead. This Brexit is deceased. Hello,
gone to meet his maker. He's gone to meet the choir celestial.
Oh, bloody hell.
Oh.
That's it. Fucking hell, we're all coming down with Canadian geese flu.
Guten Tag.
Ein mein bollocks.
How are we all? And I'm happy to be here.
Bollocks.
God.
Oh, very cool.
Oh, I must say, you have a very, very sexy accent there.
Oh, that's it now. The lads have arrived. Cabby and bollocks. I can just put my feet up and enjoy the show now.
Oh, no, but Cabby's bailed on us already. Oh, dear, oh dear.
Yeah, where's he gone?
He'll pop back in a minute.
He's probably been detained, and he's probably on his way to be gassed at this very moment.
Yeah, probably.
Yes.
Well, cool. You know what I mean? Have you had the orders through? Are you gassing any Cabbage Patch Bastards? Or, you know?
I think that might be just wishful thinking. Oh, he's back. He escaped.
I'm sure he'll be back.
Oh, man. I'm here.
There you go. Hang on, now you're not showing up on the fucking thing. You're showing up on... there we go.
Oh, yeah. It's Google, mate. It's all fucked up. If anyone joins, I have to leave and come back in again to hear them. Don't ask me why.
Yeah, you had that all last night, didn't you?
Yeah, and apparently I'm not the only one that's had it. I think Memes has, had the same experience. So,
fucking hell.
Yeah, it's just Google. They don't give a shit. They're shutting it all down. Hangouts is going. It's becoming.
Well, I didn't know that until Mads' stream a couple of days ago when Quinn was saying, they're fucking it off by 2020.
Yeah. It was meant to be this year, but apparently they've postponed it.
I'd have thought you'd be up for that though, Kat. That if you joined a stream where Memes was in and you couldn't hear him, I thought you'd be thanking Google for that.
Oh, I did on several occasions. Yeah. Yes, that did happen. And he came on, I couldn't hear him. It's like, that's fine. That's good for me.
Oh, so somebody send a link to Memes so we can all just tell him shut it.
Well, we send it to him now. If he joins, I won't be able to hear him, so it's cool.
I want him to join. I want to hear him, talk about things like furry lives matter and all the other degenerate shit he believes in.
Yeah. All of his other kin.
Yeah. So, what was the topic of conversation just before I joined? It sounded fascinating.
Did we have one?
Yeah,
no,
really?
No. Nothing.
We have a topic.
We have nothing.
Considering that Jez always scrubs these streams, I don't really understand that, which is if somebody's trying to have their own channel and, get a bit of recognition, nothing wins over the audience more than them having nothing to watch.
Yeah, well, I just
it's a new strategy. It's never been tried before. It's it's a bold move.
Hey, fucking go. Hey, there you go. I scrub every show. I've got 6 people watching.
Yeah, but Jess has to delete the streams because they are evidence. They show clearly how he gets always beaten by me.
It's an esoteric conundrum, you see. Because then people have to. It's like, well, can you catch it? You see, it's like
exactly.
The elusive butterfly.
Well, I'm curious about what we're talking about that's so bad that every single show needs to be scrubbed.
No, but
So-
it's old school, man. If you don't pop in and see 90 tape, mate, you missed it.
Well,
Exactly. No tape recording.
Right. Well, if that's the case, then you won't mind if I screen share the video of the New Zealand shooter. Then here we go.
Well, you can do anything you want. I don't care.
Anything you want. Hear that, Cab?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I'm all with jazz.
the problem,
Everything goes.
Anything goes on this stream. We ain't
That's
just
what I mean.
fucking
But, I mean, come on, all of us. I mean, what would really shock you these days? I mean, we've
Fucking
seen
hell.
pretty much
Jesus.
everything that there is. You know, whether it's beheadings by ISIS, whether it's the Christchurch thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
completely fake.
I mean, everyone's desensitized to all of this stuff. There's no such thing as being edgy anymore. It's just normal life.
Yeah, the internet has spoilt everything in a way, hasn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
You've got no shock fucking
Yeah.
reflex anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the sad thing is just as it's getting fun, they want to take it away from us.
Oh god, yeah,
Bastards.
fuckers.
Yeah.
I love how
Biggest
everybody-
reaction you can get out of people is sending them Rick Astley.
To be fair, it had exactly the same result back in the 80s. If anybody ever played that song, you instantly wanted to punch them.
Oh, Stock Aitken and Waterman bollocks. They were giants in the field. They were
Yeah.
pioneers
Well,
of pop.
Definitely Pete Waterman. He's always been massive. Yeah.
Yeah, Pete Waterman and he's fucking his train set.
Yeah. He's always been about one meat pie short of being Mr. Creosote.
Yeah.
Wafer thin.
Mm.
Double whopper, one last whopper.
Yeah, but he was supposed to be the lyrical genius of the three, wasn't he? And mastery of poetry that man had, such as the Locomotion and all of.
He didn't write any lyrics, did he?
No.
I mean,
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought he was
yeah,
just a
yeah, he was
producer.
Stock and Aiken were the ones who did the music, and Pete Waterman wrote the lyrics.
Lyricist.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Seriously,
So,
what
yeah.
lyricist? Yeah. So
Yeah.
He's a fucking good kicking man. I didn't realise that. I thought he was one of the producers.
Oh, don't worry. When they did that fucking, can you remember that fucking rave show, Hitman and Air?
Mm.
They did one.
ITV.
Yeah, they did one from our local rave club, Shally's in Longton. They didn't come back because everybody spiked the fuck out of that Michaela Strachan and she had to be taken away in a cop car and an ambulance.
PJ Bell's trying. No, was it? No, what was that place down at? Fucking hell! You know the old horseshoe, the South Manchester. What the fuck was it called? You know, it's like real. God. Anyway,
Not off the top of my head, Gabby.
yeah, but there was a club that was down there. It was basically a converted sort of basketball court or something. It's like a school gymnasium that somebody had purchased, and they turned it into a club. And they tried to get them to go to there, but apparently they went down and took one look at it. They didn't even go inside. They just saw the car park and backed up and ran away.
Well, that's what many of people do on the first visit to Manchester.
Well, place to visit if you're cold, isn't it?
Moss Side.
Place to visit.
Moss Side, mate.
Place to visit if you're cold, since it's always on fucking fire.
Yeah.
I'm feeling that we're leaving poor old Cub out here a little bit, talking about 80s pop. Should we start talking about days of David Hasselhoff?
Yeah, they got a lot to
Yeah,
answer for as well.
That's about Hasselhoff, damn it.
What a legend, eh?
You know you loved him, man. He was the savior of the pop generation. He helped split that wall. Come on, man.
Yeah. He sang at that wall, and then the other Germany gave up.
And what about Aha? You know, what's the excuse for that?
They were Swedish, weren't they?
Were
Yeah.
they? Okay, well, that would explain a lot.
No, Norwegian.
I thought they were
Yeah.
Austrian.
Whatever, Scandinavian cunts.
Yeah, something like that.
Blonde Aryans.
I can't believe you're slagging them off. They made probably the 24th best Bond theme.
The living
No, it was
Hey, that's not
a
bad,
good
though.
one.
Really? Hey, 24 is not a bad place for out of 25. Could have been Matt Monroe.
Yeah, but Living Daylights was a good movie and also a good theme song.
Yes. I will always defend Timothy Dalton. I think it's just that he came at a bad time, though, didn't he? Because anybody who's going to follow Moore was going to struggle. Especially if you wanted to play it straight, you were going to be seen as very, very strange.
What was the fucking point of that Lazenby guy turning up at one point? He did one and then never again. Yeah, what the fuck was that about?
That's called a casting director who can't be bothered to fucking put much effort into it.
The only reason he got fired, he would have been in a hell of a lot more bonds if he didn't enjoy his drink, his drugs, and his fucking gambling and his women so much, and his lifestyle on the town. He was basically fired from the Cubby Broccoli.
So he was fired for being Bond.
Yeah, he was fired for being Bond, yeah, basically.
I thought he was under the impression that he told them to shove it up their ass because his manager had told him that, oh, no, Bond will be irrelevant in the liberated 70s.
Nah, so his lifestyle, man, he was always in the papers, man, fucked out of his face. They didn't like his lifestyle.
He was like a sort of George Best, wasn't he, of his day?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, he was always out of his face. They didn't like his lifestyle portrayed with the character of Bond. That's why they fired him.
Oh, they should have got Oliver Reed to play Bond.
Yeah, but it was also an awful movie, and it underperformed horribly at the box office. Also, Bond got married in this movie.
But he didn't stand a chance, Cole. Did he fucking stand a chance? It doesn't matter who the fuck was in that role in that movie. On Her Majesty's Secret Service, it doesn't matter who Bond was in that fucking role. They didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, but with this script, nobody could have made a good movie out of it, because it had also a big sequence where the song is playing, this awful song from the movie.
Yeah, but some people would say that was the only Bond movie where you got an emotional side to Bond.
Exactly. See, turned him into a pussy. They tried to pussify him and it didn't work. Like From Russia with Love, there's a great one.
That was on TV the other day. It was across my mother's making a dinner. A Lieutenant Italian from Russia with Love was on.
Yeah, quality one. The best opening sequences that you could, there are.
Isn't Russia with Love the one where he goes down the alleyway in the car one way and then comes out the other?
Yeah, there's a lot of anomalies.
Well, you've got to remember, back then there was no such thing as a video release. If you didn't pick it up at that split second on the big screen, you were never going to see it again.
When my understanding is when they realised they looked at both shots and they realised the car came out the wrong way from where it went in, they decided, how do we explain this? Oh, I know. When he's halfway through the alleyway that's so tight you can't fit a car through it the correct size, he'll somehow manage to scrape it down and then back up the other side, so when he comes out it looks like it came out the right way. So if it was wide enough that he can actually come down and then go back up again,
it doesn't stand analysis. You know that.
I think I can't remember. It's one of the early Connery ones. He throws like a fucking grappling hook with a rope up against a wall.
Mm-hmm.
But then
always doing that. That happens in just about every one.
It might be Dr. No. It's very fucking early, and you see basically a bloke behind camera just throw it, sort of thing. You know what I mean, the whole scene just doesn't gel at all.
Yeah, I think it's a Roger Moore one.
No, it's definitely Sean Connery.
Yeah, really?
Yeah,
but
I think it's Dr. No. To be honest, I'm pretty sure it's Dr. No, the first one.
But didn't Fleming have a lot of things in the books where, it was just pseudoscience, effectively? Because I remember one of them was gay people can't whistle.
Oh, yeah, there was loads of little... Yeah, there was in the books.
Yeah.
I don't think that Bond title would have sold so well. Bond 26, gay people can't whistle.
Yeah, but what a way of...
James Bond, queers can't whistle.
What about a way to filter out, the queers in the army, though? Just as soon as you're going for recruitment, can you whistle God Save the Queen, please?
That's it, you're out!
Yes, Julian, can you please whistle God Save the Queen? Well, I can do it through my ass.
Yes, there we go. Which orifice would you like me to do?
Yeah, and also Bond works best when he has a German bad guy where he can work.
Well, of course, you know what I mean? You've got to pick the cream of the crop, haven't you?
Well, considering that, Blofeld in the Bond series was a bit like Rusty Griswold, never the same actor twice.
Yeah, even
Yeah, but the thing
Jennifer
is-
Aniston was Blofeld.
But even when there's like it's a German or an Austrian or whatever, a Russian, it's actually played by a British actor anyway.
Ah, yeah.
So it's still Britain against Britain. I mean, look at what was it, Die Hard, right? With
Yeah. Hans
yeah,
fucking
Hans
Gruber.
Gruber. Hans
Yeah.
Gruber.
Yeah, such a nice guy, and he got
Classically
thrown over from a tower from this awful American guy. This Hans
Huh?
Gruber guy just want to make his way in life, and such a nice guy, and he lets even air into the building by saying something like "Schieß dem Fenster" and so on.
I didn't know this backstory. I didn't know he had a soft side.
Yeah, well, he also had a brother. You see the brother in part 3. I think we get the whole family on screen sometimes.
Well,
yeah, it was fucking Hans Gruber's brother in the
Yeah,
film.
well, it's always them pesky Germans, isn't it? Always, you never expect the
Surprisingly, German English people.
Yeah, typical Germans.
Yeah.
Why is it though you never ever get German actors playing English villains? That's how I would like to see.
The last one, played Blofeld, I think, or not. Here, in the last Bond. This Boldfeld. If you are bold, you are qualified to play Blofeld.
Well, it seems all you need is like be bold, have a couple of rings, and stroke a white cat. I think there you go.
All you need is a little blonde pussy.
Yeah,
a little blonde pussy.
Well, then in that case, if we ought to ask Cub, are you bald? Do you have an oversized chair to sit in, and do you have a white pussy?
And
You agree?
you have sharks with freaking laser beams on their heads.
Do you have a sort of a Dr. Evil look about you?
You have a piranha tank.
Yeah, of course. I'm kind of bold and also mostly sitting in a chair. Yeah, that fits.
Right.
You have the facial scar. You got to have the facial scar
I'm
from the fencing.
I'm the perfect next Boldfeld.
And was that Blofeld or Baldfeld?
Baldfeld, that's what I heard.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it would probably work if he was German this time because Mr. Bond, I've been expecting you.
I have my handy.
Yes.
That's my handy.
Finally, we are alone.
Mine handy.
Mine
Excuse
handy.
me while I put on my rubber glove covered in the butter. Oh dear Mr. Bond, you have dropped your pen. Would you like to bend over and pick it up?
See, I told you, Cub, what you'll be in for. I give you fair warning.
I'm telling you, he will get the title of the best Blofeld ever. Honestly, nobody will be able to get up.
Yeah, but we blow Dashfeld.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious about the next Bond. The last one was so awful, and I hate this German actor. At every movie he's in. He even gets when he takes a shit, he even gets an Oscar for it.
You're
an awful actor.
Christoph Waltz. I take it you're talking, right? You fucking love that guy, really, Cub.
Yeah, even if he wouldn't be the guy from Alita, Alita would have been a decent movie. But no, it has to be him again. Oh my god!
I think you've just got something against Austrians who win actors. Oscars even.
Yeah, because most of them suck.
Well, he ain't going to get another one, is he? Let's face it.
Constantly
He's the same in every fucking
Hey, look, it's better that they're actors and they start joining the military.
Yeah.
Or if they've been imprisoned and start writing books.
Well, they don't want them in the fucking military. That's why they become actors.
Yeah, I think they don't want them in Austria either.
Yeah. What they tend to do is they tend to buff up, become Mr. Universe, and then play a cyborg and become one of the richest men in America.
Well,
and then become governor of California.
Yeah. Then become governor, fuck you, mate, and watch it all fall to shit.
But don't forget, you also got to do the gay porn stuff to begin with.
No, that was Stallone again, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, Arnold did his photo shoots and stuff for Gay Max.
Oh, maybe photo shoots, but the actual soft porn called porno was Stallone, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Italian stallion.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Hercules was also a kind of soft porn from Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Well, it certainly wasn't a straight movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's certainly some homosexual connotation.
Schwarzenegger, he's so bad. He gets dubbed even in the German version.
Now that is bad. If you're getting dubbed in your own language, you know you were pretty shite.
Well, it's
Yeah,
not because the
yeah,
accent that he has is like it'd be like the equivalent of us using, somebody from Dorset or something, like with a really strong, Somerset accent.
Here in Germany, Schwarzenegger and Stallone have the same dub voice. And the guy who dubs them, he sounds like a real actor. And so in the first movies, I didn't even recognize that Schwarzenegger has a kind of accent or something like that, or is funny. He comes off really serious in the German versions.
Well,
Yeah, but
I should
like I
imagine.
said-
I should imagine every translation of everything into German comes off very serious.
Yeah, of course. It helps.
But isn't that true that because Schwarzenegger's accent was effectively like a yokel, he was it would be like some guy from Somerset, like some cider drinker, doing. I mean, that would be the equivalent in Germany. So imagine the sort of
You're thinking of
commando, and you've got like you got somebody from the Wurzels doing a commando.
You're thinking of David Prowse playing the Terminator, aren't you?
Well, it would be the equivalent of that kind of stuff.
Now that would have been entertaining, wouldn't it? I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle. No, actually, from that, I want your combine.
It'd be like the guy who was Darth Vader. He was from the West.
That same bloke.
David
Prowse.
The Green Cross Code.
Green Cross Code man, yeah. Oh, there must be clips of him when he's doing.
I's your dad.
When he's doing the original read through before they obviously dubbed it.
Bollocks! There is actual clips. You're part of the Rebel Alliance and the traitor. Get away! I can't do the accent, but you know what I mean. There is clips. It's online, mate. It's fucking online.
Yeah, the least scary dialect in the world. You're not going to convince people you're going to destroy their planet if you're talking like a bloody, Somerset farmer.
Well, exactly. Can you imagine if it was a Brummie as well? I mean,
oh, God.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. All right, sport. I'm going to blow you up.
What's that bloody big explosion?
You did stop. Look, it's massive. It's even got a big chimney. Yeah, it's not very frightening.
It's not going to work, is it?
No.
Cub's just sitting there baffled to fuck now. What's going on?
But he's all right because he has the most sinister accent of all.
Well, he has a hand there. He's got his sexy German accent.
I wondered how German men ever, perform on a first date with any woman from any other part of the world because it must be quite scary. So, hello, may I get your drink? I want to pop this blue pill into it and then watch you become drowsy.
Yeah, I had once a date with a woman from another country, and we spoke English. And I told her some words from Germany, how romantic they sound. Something like butterfly is called in Germany Schmetterling.
Schmetterling!
Oh,
even that sounds sinister, doesn't it?
Yeah, that sounds so sexy.
Oh, fucking hell, how'd you make butterfly sound sinister?
Yeah,
I compare the
yeah, the same sort of sound to it as get on to train. You're built towards your turn.
Poor butterfly. What did the butterfly ever do to you?
I know.
Jesus.
Mighty. Actually, maybe we could ask Cub that famous quote from Blackadder, which is apparently the Germans have no word for fluffy.
Yeah, it's true.
No word for fluffy.
What?
I have to think hard for a word for fluffy. Flauschig. Oh, yeah, we have a word.
Oh, so that was fake news.
Yeah.
Well, his actual phrase, his actual sentence was, German. Yeah, in Germany, their operas can last for 3 or 4 days, and they have no word for fluffy.
Yeah, no, I think it's flauschig because fluffy means soft or not, something like
It's even, I mean, you're having to work it out. I mean, you're like thinking it through. It's not like it's an everyday word, is it? It's not something that people, you know.
No, it
regularly.
doesn't get used here very
No,
often in Germany.
Not
because,
so what would you say if you had a really soft coat? You know, like a fluffy coat. You know?
no, with fluff, you don't get here much praise or something like that.
Okay.
So
You just prefer
what about a nice cashmere sweater?
Yeah, they like leather. We know this.
Leather and pointy bits.
Yeah. Leather pointy.
Oh no, you're just bringing up Euro trash now, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's all you're doing.
Oh God, I used to love that show.
Yeah.
I only
What was
clicked
that
the other
guy?
day as well, bollocks, that video with the sports things, what you put on ages ago.
Oh yeah.
It was fucking Dennis Pennis, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
I only
remember that.
clicked the other day.
I didn't. I thought most of the Brits would recognize. Well, most of the Brits who remember the '90s, you know, but back in the days when you could still find something funny on the telly.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I get the feeling if he was still around, he would be banged up now for hate speech.
Oh,
Oh,
you would. Yeah.
One of the ones I'll never forget is, you know, when he used to go up to like famous people and just shove the mic in their faces. Fucking when he went up to Steve Martin, Steve, can you remember when you were funny?
I liked it when he went up to fucking Richard Gere. He goes, Richard, and he comes over and he goes, autograph. And he goes, yeah, and he's like, and he just he gives him his autograph. There you go.
Oh,
thank you, mate.
What was
one thing people forget about him though was he used to be on Sunday mornings because he was on that the Sunday show, wasn't it?
Yes, indeed he was.
So all that shit he used to do used to be on at like 11:30 on a Sunday morning.
Well, fucking, if you remember, right, bollocks, that's where Ricky Gervais started as well.
Right. It was BBC too, and it was opposite the bloody church thing. You know, the Harry Seacombe. Yeah, it was opposite. Yeah, Sons of Praise.
A classic British institution.
Yeah.
But just like an example, right? You wouldn't see this any time on normal telly now, but going up to one of them supermodels who was famous in the 90s, can't remember her name, and he said to her, "Do you smoke?" And she went, "No." He said, "Oh, I thought most of you supermodels would smoke since you're constantly surrounded by fags."
Oh, I'm back in a minute. I had to grab another beer.
No,
go for it.
I wonder what the name of his beer is. Do you reckon that will sound quite sinister?
It'll sound like your fucking declaration of war.
Yeah. Liquid outfits. Yeah.
No, I tell you, it pisses me off. He drinks that Perlenbacher from the same Lidl's, because Lidl, as you know, was a German company.
Fudge Packer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I want to drink liquid that.
Right?
Yeah.
Fucking, it's £2. It's £3 something, I think, for 4 cans from our Lidl. His is 29p a can.
Right.
£1.20 for a 4-pack.
Why aren't they all drunk?
We're getting fucking robbed.
Yeah.
Even by German supermarkets, we're getting robbed.
I wonder how much stomach lining you have left after you've had a crate of them.
I don't know. Stomach lining. I just have tablets to replace it every day. So.
Jez has got to the point now. He can inject pure ethanol into his veins and it has no effect.
Yeah, not a fucking problem, mate. I'm British through to the core, mate. Split me open, it'll say drunk as fuck.
Hey, that's all right, mate. You're doing your bit to the cause. Every single can you crack open, that's just more of a percentage to our GDP. So drink to success.
Yes.
I'm actually being a bit of a bourgeois twat and drinking wine tonight.
What are you?
Yeah. I got a Shiraz. And I've got a port as well.
Oh my God, I didn't realise we had a woman on this stream with us.
I got a bottle of Coburn's here. You ain't
bottle of Coburn's port.
Yeah. Coburn's Special Reserve.
Oh,
Yeah.
you gotta be to drop a ball.
Colburn or Corbyn's?
Cockburns.
Cockburns.
Yeah.
I imagine that the Corbyn version of that would probably be pretty tasteless.
Yeah.
And it'll come in a beige bottle.
Yeah. Probably corduroy.
Dear. You do know, lads, that where are we? 9:30. We've got exactly 2.5 hours left of free porno for us if we're using just a regular ISP.
Yeah.
Oh yes, the porno license.
Yeah. The porno ban comes into effect.
To everybody, any Brits who are actually bothering to listen to this, go out now and scour Pornhub and all the
Bank
other
one out for the
sites of
bank
film.
one out for freedom.
Turn off your VPNs and just enjoy it for the few hours remaining until it's all banned.
Be proud, be British, be porn.
Yeah.
Be a wanker.
Indeed.
Yeah, have your final free wank.
Good lucky bloody well, should I have a wanker?
Yeah. Before you get the knock on the door at 12:01 when Officer Boingston is there with his clipboard and his UV light to see if there's any sign of semen on your fingers.
And his UV light.
Yeah.
Have you got a license for all these spots, sir?
Yeah. I hope that tissue's for a cold, sir.
Like we said in Mad's stream the other day, going walking a news agents. 5 on the electric, mate. 10 on the gas, 5 on my porn.
Oh, I didn't realize it was like a card was like the electric meter.
No,
you're gonna plug it into your computer now, and then you get a couple of minutes before it runs out, and you got to go back.
But give them time, and they will make it like that.
Oh, that'd be fantastic! 20 Bensons, 5 on gas, and 2 minutes on me porn, please.
That was my joke. I figured I ended it with 20 Bensons. That was my joke.
Yeah, but he didn't let you. He interrupted it. You say, I knew where you were going, mate. Don't worry, I got it.
Oh, well, you know what I mean? I struggle to remember what I've said the day before.
What was that?
Yeah, that could be due to your 80% proof blood, couldn't it?
Well, that and the other 20% full of marijuana, probably, yeah.
Oh, well, all that tends to do is look like you've been, cleaning your eyes with a scouring pad.
Strangely enough, I got turned away for a job for that.
It's a valid lifestyle. Oh, if ever you want to get turned down for a job, just turn up in flip-flops. Guaranteed. Not going to
be. You just turn up with a can. Job done. Sorry, mate. I'm not old. Or just start thieving stuff off the desk. Can't help it, mate. I'm a fucking kleptomaniac, mate. If you didn't nail it down, I'll nick it. They're not going to employ you.
Yeah, I think a pair of trousers that's covered in piss and shit probably do the same trick, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Actually, even better. No trousers at all.
Oh, yeah. Then a pair of underpants that are covered in piss and shit.
Why do you think I'm here, man? I need a job. I can't even afford pants.
Don't somebody think of the pants.
Oh, Cub's actually doing his moderator job. Nice one, Cub.
Yeah, I want the link from Cabbage Patch. I don't have it.
All right, but I can put it in the side chat if that's any good for you.
Yeah, or Jess, can you put it on?
Well,
if
Discord as well.
Gabby puts it in the side chat, I can just whack it on, yeah.
Yeah, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel because it's just full of content.
Yeah.
I tell you, come back in the morning and my God, you'll have so many hours worth of entertainment.
It's fleeting. It's fleeting content.
It's my favorite channel.
You'll all be laughing your ass off, mate, when they're all queuing up for the next installment because they know it's going to be deleted.
Yeah.
Okay. You really are the man who doesn't believe in things like Sky Plus and the video recorder. It's a case of you don't get to see it when it's live. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Old school, mate.
Yeah.
No, fair enough. It's a unique way of growing your channel. I'll give you that.
Yeah, but when you don't give a fuck about such things as growing a channel.
Yeah, but you're probably one of them ones who'll probably hit 10,000 by accident, and then everybody be moaning like fuck that. Hey, that was a good stream last night. Put it back up, you bastard.
Well,
Yeah, you got to be.
We'll see what happens.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I honestly thought the reason you were taking them down was because the conversation had just really, really got to the point of, well, you're going to get probably arrested now.
No, well, there has been, actually, yeah. I have said some things which are questionable.
I've said loads of shit that would technically get me, somebody knocking on the door.
In terms of morality and law, I have said a couple of things which are questionable, yeah.
Yeah, but who hasn't? Nobody comes knocking on the door. I mean, they are very rare exceptions. They are, but still, even the exceptions, they shouldn't happen. Because
I just don't care about this whole the channel thing.
Some police officer comes up and tells me we don't like, you talking about stuff. Like, yeah, okay, fair enough. You don't like it. It's not changing anything. I mean, are you arresting me or aren't you? It's like, arrest me.
Are you arresting me? If you're not, are you arresting me for?
No. Well, and if you're not, I'm not interested in you telling me how I should live my life. Just go away.
Mm-hmm.
There is definitely a way now of getting around that, isn't there? If they come to arrest you, the very first thing they're going to say to you, knock on, say, Cabby's door, and they say, excuse me, sir, and Cabby just automatically throws back, excuse me, did you just assume my gender? Bang, straight away. He has to arrest himself for misgendering you.
Yeah.
You imagine how fucked your average copper will be if you said that to him. Your average PC on the street. Fuck. Doesn't matter, sir, madam thing, in between 60, whatever the fuck.
Retreat! Run away!
Oh, sorry, it wasn't you, it was the other bloke.
Yeah. Although, saying that, it might backfire, and it turns out that the copper arresting you is another kin, and now he finds you physically attractive.
Oh, man, fucking hell. A few weeks back, fucking hell, there's a smackhead who lives across the road from my mother's, and the coppers were there, as they usually are. And this copper, mate, he was the coolest copper on the block. He had his little tidy beard, all groomed nicely, glasses, and a fucking man bun. He was the hipster, coolest copper on the block. I just looked at him and just pissed myself laughing. He just looked at me. I was, sorry, mate, you look a dick.
Go in, take that tit off your head.
Oh, yeah. What the fuck? Honestly, coolest copper on the block.
Hey, with that bun, and finally a copper who could reach the end of his helmet.
Indeed.
Don't call me officer. My name's Mark. Okay, this is really, really cool.
Yeah.
Bad look of him. I think his name was fucking Tom.
Yeah. Stop objectifying me by giving me my rank.
Yeah. My name's Tarquil. Let's just sit and talk. Hey, I've got a corner of a table here I can sit on.
So obviously,
that's one way of getting a confession out of someone, isn't it? In the good old days, they used to just turn off the tape and beat the living shit out of you. Now they'll just, like you said, sit on the edge of the table and offer you favours.
Now I am puzzled. Cub went to write something in the chat and it says message retracted. He's a fucking moderator. What's he done? Censored himself.
Yeah, because I put the Hangout link in the chat and not the link to his channel.
Right.
You see, this is why you can't trust the Germans.
So it's getting here full very soon.
Next thing you know, the nuclear codes are out and it's all gone tits up.
Yeah, before you know, he's fucking goose stepping away.
Oh, you can't say that. The Germans, they don't goose step anymore, do they?
No, they didn't goose step for an awful long time. The Russians goose step more than the Germans do.
No. These days they just economically cripple you.
Yeah. Just attack you from the inside out. It's a lot simpler.
Mm.
Yeah.
And laugh at you as you live in Mad Max world.
It's a slow burn. Thank God we got a moat.
Yeah, it's called France.
Yeah, well, that can fall first. Who gives a shit?
I know. It always said at least one colour in the French flag is right.
Yeah. It's like the Italians more reverse gears than forwards.
Yeah, that's not the reason you think it is, though, Cab. That's just poor engineering.
Yeah. But it was fortunate for the people it happened to.
Yeah, but a calm Italian is an angry Italian. If they got nothing to fucking get all stressed.
Well, they're calm if they're just talking without the hand signals. That's a passive Italian.
Yeah, I think
soon as the hands come up, you're in fucking trouble.
Oh, an Italian's bad day is like when the sun's not out and fucking the shower's working. They're extremely angry.
Yeah, and smelly.
I don't mean to generalize too much, but I think a lot of the stereotypes are very suited.
They are,
especially
the French.
Well, the French deserve a lot of stick, but unfortunately, at the moment, they're making me respect them with the yellow vests rioting every weekend.
Yeah, that shit's still going on, isn't it?
19 weeks now, I think.
It's annoying because that's what should be happening in London every fucking day.
I said this the other week, man, when I was fucking on me outrage, man. Stop it. There's way more of us than there is of them. Just fucking don't take it anymore. People fucking unite, and that's the problem. There's no solidarity anymore. Nobody will unite with anybody else and go, yeah.
But that's because they've broken up the family units and everything like that. I mean, this is all part of this, deconstruction of the, the nuclear family and all that.
Well, it's the deconstruction of the old populace from 40 years of fucking bullshit. And slowly feeding its way in.
Well, it's when people started commuting a long way. I mean, most people, like going back to our grandparents or whatever, they lived in, the local businesses were within walking distance or like one bus ride away. Everyone knew each other. So you'd go, most of the people you saw in the pub at night, you'd actually been working with during the day. You'd met during the day. That's the way it used to work. But then when people started commuting a lot further, people didn't know their neighbors. They didn't say hello anymore. It's like everyone's looking at each other. And then it became consumer, so then just the Jones factor. So then you're competing against your neighbor. Yeah, it's all fucking hideous.
Yeah, man. It's all been fucking slowly being seeded for 40 odd fucking years. It's only just now coming into fruition. As you stand in your town centre and you look at how many shops there is, how many homeless people are begging, and you think, this is escalating very quickly. As every town centre slowly shuts down as the greedy people just wring them last few pennies out of what was left in the town.
Yeah.
Before they go move on to another fucking town and destroy somewhere else.
Pretty much.
You sound like a man who needs a gun, Jazz. I would very much like to read about your escapades in another couple of weeks.
It'll be fun, mate. I want a gun's too tame, mate. It'll have to be strapped up to fuck with high explosives, man.
Well, it would confuse our establishment, for one, if you had a loaded weapon. Because
gun's way too tame, mate. I'll do it proper, man. I'll get a contract that I'm cleaning the windows on the Houses of Parliament and everything. It'll be the long drawn out plan. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I'm curious.
Drawn out. Then I'll just pop in through the skylight and pull the cord. See you later, fucker.
Yeah. Well, it's just, I'm curious about what our establishment would ban if you went, say you did that, because in New Zealand they had guns to ban. We don't. We can't even buy a butter knife now without the assistant looking at us as if we're going to fucking slaughter someone. I'm just thinking, what are they going to do? Ban ballpoint pens and ban wooden sticks for cocktail sausages.
Everything's a weapon, mate. I could fucking do some serious damage with a pencil. Everything's a weapon if you choose to use it as one.
So yeah, I'm just curious. It would be interesting just to see, what they would try and ban, because there isn't much left that they haven't. To be honest, when you see those Twitter feeds where you'll have someone like the Somerset Police or wherever, and they show all the weapons of that week that they've confiscated, it just looks like a tradesman's toolbox.
Yeah.
They've got a pair of pliers and a file.
Yeah, compared to when they do that shit in Birmingham and there's like 2.5 foot machetes.
I know, and they just got out from the protesters outside the school because they don't want them being taught about gay sex and all that.
What's your take on all this, Cub? About weapons in the street and people carrying weapons. What's your take, dude?
I'm for freedom of being buying weapons if you want to. I'm not a fan of any kind of weapon, but I want people to have their freedom if they want to weaponize themselves. Should be their own thing.
Right. Well, you have armed police in Germany, don't you?
Yeah.
Police are armed. Do you think having armed police has it cut the crime rate down any? Apart from the 10 who were arrested the other day for terrorist charges?
The police in Germany, we have here a new law in Bavaria. And with this law, it's like a 1984 law. The police is now able to arrest people without any reason, and they can hold them in prison for 3 months without asking a judge or something like that.
Have you just elected Tony Blair or something?
Yeah, he did that.
That sounds very familiar.
Yeah, the crazy stop and seizure fucking things. Our coppers have. We had it a few years back. Stop and search, man, with no fucking whatever qualms.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is the guy who is the prime minister of Bavaria is now the minister in the real parliament, and he's the minister for everything what is about the country. And this guy, he in his Bavaria, he made this law, and now he wants to make the law for whole Germany, so that every policeman can do what he wants. They have now even the authority. If they don't like you, they can tell you have to move. You have to leave your home and move another
what grounds? There must be some grounds for that.
No, yeah. Everything they say, yeah, it's terrorism, and so on. It's just prevent terrorism.
Yeah, but all these singling out fucking people of Arabic fucking persuasion, so to speak. Are they just picking on them?
Yeah, they are picking on them, but now they can pick on everybody. It's when the police doesn't like you, you have no chance in hell to get away. It's bad thing if you see a policeman, you run away or something like that. Not that you have to move from your hometown or something like that.
Well, I'm right in thinking that apparently you can be arrested in Germany now for having illegal opinions.
Yeah, they don't even have to say why they arrest you. That's the new law. The new law says they can arrest you and they don't need any reason whatsoever.
No, Cub, I think he's getting at what you were saying about how you can't mention like the war and the Holocaust and shit like that. That it's illegal to seize. I think that's what he was getting at.
Yeah.
No. The
Yeah.
stuff I saw was people getting arrested for basically shit posting, and they weren't even talking about the war, because that's the first thing everybody thinks is that because obviously it's been illegal to talk about the Holocaust in Germany for fucking decades now. But I'm talking about people just putting shit on like Twitter or whatever, and then getting the coppers coming
Holocaust. I heard Holocaust. When was the Holocaust?
I think a lot of the stuff we've joked about would probably get thrown in jail in Germany.
Yeah, it's really crazy, this thing with World War II. Everything what is World War II, if you question it, if you question the numbers or anything like that, you can get arrested for 2 years. It's really crazy.
Oh yeah, well, isn't it David Irving? He's banned from Germany. He's a lecturer. He's a historian.
Yeah.
But, he wrote like the Churchill Chronicles and papers and things. And he can't. I mean, he got thrown out, and he was lecture touring, and the same thing in Canada. Actually, I think he's banned from there too.
Yes, we have here many authors who leave the country and publish the books outside from Germany. And then the Germans, if they want to read the books, they have to buy them online or something like that, and then they send them. Normally, they send them home. But to prevent that, other countries like Austria or Switzerland, I think Austria, they changed the post law for postal service. So that now they had a thing where you could get your journals or your books and anonymously. You they could send them to you, but now they had changed that, so that nobody is now able anymore to get a book from Austria without the state knows exactly who is reading what.
Yeah. At one time, my books used to come through the post in just plain brown wrappers.
Yeah, it's really not.
Yeah, but that's porn. That's not the same thing.
Yeah.
You sick bastard.
Yeah, I know, but it was a damn fine joke.
Yeah, I tell you, it's really 1984. We have now, and this European Parliament is not elected by any way. No. They have elected themselves.
Well, the commission isn't elected. Yeah, but I mean, you have the MEPs, but the commission, the actual, the creators of law, is not elected.
Yeah. So it's a fascist system. Everybody knows that, and now Great Britain wants to leave, and even they had an election where the people said, we want to leave this shit. We want to leave this fascistic system and go out of the EU. And now they want to make a new election till they get the real, the one they...
Yeah, but that's what they did with the Netherlands. They did the same thing with Ireland, right? They had to do 2 votes until they got the right answer. Yeah. It's commonplace with the European Union. If they don't get what they want, then you just got to do it again until you do. It's...
Yeah, they still try to simulate democracy with the things they do. It's just a big show, and they tried that people. If I speak, there are some stupid people out there. When I speak about them, about the EU or something like that, there's even defenders of the EU. They have no clue what's going on.
No, of course not. No, in actual fact, the defenders of the EU know the least. If they knew anything about it, then they wouldn't be defending it.
Yeah,
if they believed in democracy, anyway.
Yeah, you can't defend this fascist system. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's very weird. And the thing is, though, I mean, it's not as if Britain hasn't been wanting this for a long time. Britain wanted to. I mean, when we joined the EC, people were calling for a referendum at that point, saying that we don't want to cede this much sovereignty. I mean, this has been a 40-year war that we've been, and it's clearly not over. They don't want to, they've got to suck it in. It's like the bloody octopus with its, suckers and its tentacles, and it's determined to hold on. Yeah,
and here in Germany, we didn't have any voting about the euro when they got rid of the Deutschmark. Nobody was asked here if he wanted that. They just made it, said, okay, now the mark is gone, now we are in the EU, and nobody had the chance to vote against it.
But doesn't the Deutschmark still exist, though?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, haven't you got several trillion dollars worth of Deutschmarks in reserve for when the euro eventually collapse?
Exactly, because that's what I mean. The Deutschmark never disappeared. I mean, they asked everybody else to give up their currencies, but they didn't give up their own.
Yeah, I think so. And I'm still waiting for the day that this euro trash thing goes away.
Okay.
Because it's like a nightmare since 30 years or something like that.
Well, I'm fucking annoyed that there's a lot more countries that didn't stand up in support of Brexit. The Italians, I mean, they're fucked. I mean, the Greeks, it should have been an ideal opportunity for them to stand up and say, fuck you. Plenty of other countries that could have come to our support, and they didn't. They just said, oh, no, well, Brexit's going to be a problem. But and they know damn well that, I mean, where are you going to get this extra 10 billion a year from? In the budget. It's not going to come from, it's not going to come from Romania. It's not going to come from Hungary.
The countries maybe didn't support you because the countries are represented from these clowns called politicians, and these politicians, they are all bought from the industry. They're just working for the industry, for the industrial
Well,
complex.
that's what happened.
Even
That's
so,
what
the
happened
people.
when the banking took over. That's what happens when the bankers run the show.
Yeah.
But I'm not. Yeah, but I'm talking about the people, right? I mean, the people of Britain stood up and said, "No, enough's enough. This is all bullshit."
Well, we told them
right?
bollocks on that fucking Euro, Gabby. We went, fuck you, we're keeping the pound.
Yeah, and we did the same thing with, you know, the Schengen Agreement and all that kind of stuff. You know, but nobody else would be willing to even mention. You know, I mean, I'm talking about the people here, not the politicians. I mean, you thought the people would have like said, "Hey, yeah, you know, this is something that's positive." But you never saw any support or anything of what we were doing. If there had been, then Brexit would have been an absolute fucking. You know, I mean, it would have been a
Yes, but you don't have to forget the industrial complex has also the media in its pocket. The media,
but no, I mean the internet
wouldn't bring something like that in the television or in the journal or something.
If the British people had the backbone like they fucking did in the poll tax riots, mate, this Brexit would have been a fucking done deal.
No, it would have been. You know, and that's the trouble. I think that, you know, it just takes longer and longer for people to break now. You know, they've got more and more domesticated, but it will break, and it will end up like the poll tax.
They're too busy playing fucking Minecraft or whatever the fuck.
Well,
yeah, but many people, normal people, support Great Britain to go away from the EU because they also want to go out of the EU. Many here in Germany like the idea to get rid of this thing, but Germany is one of the worst parts of the EU.
Well, yeah, but Germany and France can't do it because they're the originators. That's what the common market was. It was the original. It was the oil and you know, steel deal. You know, that started the whole bloody thing off.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. The prominent figures were always France, Germany, and England in this whole fucking thing because it was all down to what Cabbage just said.
Yeah, that's the thing. Here in Germany, it's very hard to be against some things because, as I said, these politicians, they're all corrupt, and also many judges are also working with them, and we get these crazy laws. We get many protests. You don't see the protests from people because the media doesn't bring that.
But that's what I mean, Cut, right? I mean, I can understand that on the usual TV and stuff, but there's loads of alternative media. You got, you know, YouTube channels coming out of everywhere. You've got Daily Motion. You've got, you know, live stream. You've got all kinds of stuff that people can do, and I don't see anyone who's really, you know, pushing for this idea. I mean, there was some Frexit thing that they were trying to tag on the back of Brexit, you know, but that was yesterday, right? I mean, talk about the 11th hour, you know what I mean? A little bit late to try and tag on the back of it.
There are channels from the alternative media, because even on YouTube and so on, even on YouTube, the normal media has many things in their pocket. The biggest channels are these chills that are working with the
no, but but it's not. They're the $1 million fucking channels. Then you've got people like what's his name? Dave Cullen on Computing Forever. You've got that guy. Yeah, he's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's great. He's one of the very few YouTubers I have really respect for. What he makes is really his work awesome, and also he mentioned that maybe he isn't able anymore to continue after this Article 13 thing, and he's considering to leave the country or something like that. I thought I don't hear right.
Well, I don't blame him in that respect, especially when you hear the shit that what's called the Irish politicians spout.
Jokingly at the end of his video when he goes, "Oh fuck it, I'm going to leave Ireland."
Oh no, I think he was serious on that.
Yeah.
I've got Irish politicians saying that sovereignty is an actual backward-thinking concept. You know, I think I would be seriously considering getting the fuck out of there as well.
Yeah,
well, it's going to great. His channel wouldn't exist. Will it?
Yeah, but you see, that's the thing. Yeah, I mean, do we leave our countries or do we actually fucking stand by them? Do we stand up for them?
We've got to
I mean,
stand
this is,
up.
you know, everyone goes on about, you know, we should leave the country and come, you know,
No,
to
that's
America and
a
you'll all be free.
cop-out.
Fuck that. It is,
That's
exactly.
a fucking
It's a
cop-out, Cabbage.
Right?
That's a
My
complete fucking
ancestors
cop-out.
fought to defend this country.
Yeah,
You know, my
not for
grandparents were in, you know, World War II. My great-grandparents were in World War One.
Not
You know,
for
I'm not
pack
gonna.
up your shit at the first sign of trouble.
No, of course you don't.
Yeah,
And if you do pack up your shit, it's to go and fucking fight the enemy. It's not to fucking retreat.
Exactamundo. Exactamundo.
yeah, and YouTube is an interesting case when it comes to how critical channels didn't get any support whatsoever. There are many YouTubers who, also in German, there are many YouTubers who try to make critical content, and they are unknown for most people because they are small channels and YouTube doesn't support them in any way. And when I got that, with my videos, I also try to make critical content, but I hide the most of my opinions. I'm hiding it in the reviews. As an example, when I speak about Planet of the Apes, the most important part in this video is the section where I speak about the Vietnam War. And for an example, in the Paul Verhoeven one, when I speak about his World War II movies and so on, and I criticize in this one heavily this apartheid regime and so on.
Yeah, well, that's I like your subtleties on your videos, Cub. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but as I said, if I would go out and make straight up critical content that it's recognized as that, you can bet that I wouldn't get any support whatsoever, and also my channel maybe would get banned.
Oh, that's fucking Germany for you, mate.
Yeah, we have here two censorships. We don't have just the normal one. We have also a thing that is called GEMA. In Germany, there's when you see German channels, also review channels or something like that, then you see hardly any content like pictures or music or something like that, like you see it in other channels, because here in Germany, we have a second thing that censors things. We have a censor over the censor even. It's called GEMA. It's a kind of crooks or what do you call them? License with license things and so on. They try to get money from the people when they use pictures or music or something like that, even on top of the normal censorship.
Well, are these like subcontracted out, like as people like say, I don't know, say Sony Music or whatever, right?
Yeah,
Is it somebody they'll employ just to fucking spy on shit, that type of thing?
It's a kind of it comes on top of that. You have to these guys they say they have the rights for everything, movie, media, music or something like
but
that.
if that's a private company, what I'm saying is somebody must have given them the license to do it. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I don't know exactly how this stuff works, because we have also this TV thing where they want money from the people, even if they don't watch television. Like in my case, I don't watch television since 20 years or something like that. And
I haven't even got an aerial in my flat. The fucking TV licensing board of welcome coming mine. My TV is a monitor. That's all it is.
Yeah, they now have
mine. I've got no aerial. Not interested in your products. I'm not paying for it.
They have now changed this thing with the TV. It's not called a TV feed anymore or something you have to pay for TV. It's called.
It's a communication. They changed it to communication. They've made this terminology change.
Oh, that they changed it in home. You have to now to pay. If you have a home, if you're living anywhere, you have to pay. It doesn't matter. It has nothing to do anymore in the name with television. But everybody knows it's for television.
All right. So just for being a citizen, really, just for living.
Yeah, just for being a citizen, you have to pay. And they're sending me letters here. I have to pay €1,000. They count them since 2016. And I always throw them in the garbage. because I want to see if they really want to put me in prison for this kind of thing. Because nobody really can tell me I have to watch television if I don't want this propaganda shit.
Corb, you're going to have to get a smartphone for do your live streaming from prison.
Yeah, if I really have to go
But
for
you'll
that,
still need a license when he's in there.
yeah, maybe I buy a smartphone just for that. Yeah.
23
They'll
years,
still be
mate.
sending you the bills. They'll still be
23
sending you
years.
bills
I've
in
never had a
prison.
license. Never had a license for 23 years, and
me
they're
either.
welcome. They're welcome to come in. I don't use the product at all. Don't use the
No,
product.
I don't know. Like you said, it's been a hell of a long time since the internet came up, you know, and people, I mean, I knew how to use it and stuff. And I was on bulletin boards and things before that. Yeah. TV. I mean, who wants to sit down and work out when you got to go on the TV Times and ring your little fucking TV, you know, to remember where it's
You'd be
something.
surprised, Cab. You'd be surprised. The boomers just can't get out of the habit.
Oh, bollocks. The only people now who buy the TV Times are pensioners because they won't know when fucking Skating Europe's on or whatever the fuck. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? What these
Well, I
people...
think they
Yeah,
buy
but I mean,
the.
seriously,
I think they buy Radio Times
Who-
because they're riddled with Alzheimer's and they still think it's 1986.
Yeah, probably. That's plausible, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. But yeah, you'll find most people who still just sit in front of the idiot box, and I mean, a couple of my mates are very much like that. They are Gen Xers, but they act as if they're boomers, which is they have Sky, they pay for every fucking thing, and you'll go around and see them, and they're watching like BBC Two or something.
I tell you what kills me. People who buy all this Sky channels, broadband and all that,
Mm-hmm.
and don't know there's pirates out there.
Oh, I've tried showing them,
exactly.
Jizz. You know, I've tried showing them things
can't
like
understand-
Cody and all
I've
that.
just bought another 20 channels for an X amount of money a fucking month.
They,
Why are you doing this?
you have to
You've already
remember.
paid-
You have to
paid for
remember
his
how
subscription twice.
you have to remember how stupid
twice.
the average person is in comparison. Because some people will just they've got no interest at all in learning any kind of tech that could you know, make their life a little bit cheaper.
Yeah, help them. Yeah, no, I tried. Well, I've tried with a couple of
Brent
people.
in
And
the
one
chat
of them
just hit the
last
nail
from-
on the head. TV is still a thing? Question
Yes,
mark.
it is.
Well, exactly, yeah. Yeah, but you know, I have helped out a lass that was she's in California, and you know, she wanted to do downloads of YouTube and stuff like that. So I have shown somebody, and you know, she kind of vaguely gets it. Pirate Bay and stuff like that. I mean, fuck, I'm not kidding, I must have more than 2,000 plus movies that
Cabbage,
I've got.
I have got 20
Oh,
20 terabytes of external hard drives full of TV shows and movies. 20 terabytes.
yeah, but you see, I don't do see. Well, I've done some TV shows, you know, like Stargate and stuff.
But you know what I mean? It's all there, isn't it?
But it's all films and things like that. Yeah, but exactly, and you know, it's all. I mean, basically, I've got actually. I mean, technically, if you added all this content to broadcast it, I mean, it would make you. Yeah, that's broadcasting. You know, that would be. I mean, that's what's going to happen, I think, in the near future. Is that people are going to become the broadcasters because nobody's going to want to hook up to anything else. So people will create apps in the communities, and then people will just sort of share the films and things.
Well, the problem is with all this pay-per-view shit is you've got to buy a package. You've got to buy everything on that channel, or it's like, no, I only want that show. Can I just not give you a couple of quid for that show?
Yeah.
There's no decent
the
service in
reason
that
you
respect
see-
now, because
Well,
what I think people probably would, if you could buy like every single episode of every single show that's ever existed, and say it was something like, I don't know, 25p an episode, then people might be more inclined to actually pay instead of fucking pirate it.
Oh,
but
of course they would.
Yeah.
But
Nobody would question.
but like you
My
said, at the
thing is
moment,
no-
That's a big thing in the
If
game,
you-
in the gaming world, bollocks. That's a big thing in the gaming world. You know what I mean? You can get these pirated games. You know what I mean, for your PC, top-notch AAA games, and you can most of them within a week or two are pirated. You can download them and you can play the fucking game.
Mm.
But meanwhile, on Steam or in the shops for a console version, they're asking like 45 quid a game.
60 quid for
60 quid even.
AAA.
You know what I mean? It's fucking ridiculous.
And then, by the way, then you get but then you get the fucking AAA, and then it works for about a week, and then you got the DLC coming out.
Yeah.
And then you still got the, you've got to buy your.
Well, then you've got to buy your season passes and all this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, this is exactly what's led to
and then
Article 11 and 13. It's because they didn't catch up with the technology. All these years that they were trying to shut down, sites like the Pirate Bay and all these other fucking Ware sites, and instead of adapting their business model to suit the internet, like I just said, one reason I don't like things like Amazon Prime and fucking Netflix is because it's not much money, but you're still streaming to a site where, depending on where you live, depends on what you get to watch. I just want one service where you can access fucking everything.
A lot, not Netflix UK, not Netflix America, not Netflix Australia.
Exactly.
How about just Netflix?
But this is the reason I thought, like the whole fucking TV license thing. It was just like, it's like, well, watch what, 2 things on the BBC, maybe in a week.
Maybe.
Maybe. It's stretching it.
Yeah,
but so, I mean, I'm going to pay this license fee. It's like, as opposed to, I can go on here and I can download from streaming sites. I can pick from Pirate Bay or here, there, and everywhere, and I can make my own. I mean, I have my own. I can make a playlist, and so
your own schedule.
I can down.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's 8 o'clock. I've got a bit of free time at 8 o'clock. I think I'll watch that because I've got a bit of free time. You're not regulated to any, it's on at 8 o'clock. You might watch it at 8:10 instead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not regulated. All this time structure thing.
Well, maybe at 9 o'clock. I mean, if you really want to be crazy.
I can tell you something about Article 11 and 13, a reason also why they had to make that here in the EU, is, as I said, there is an alternate media scene in Germany where you can get the real news, where you can where they tell you what's really going on, and these channels and news things are getting now so popular that they need something to shut them down. It's not so much this Article 11 and 13 aren't not so much about these other content with pictures of movies or music or something like that. These are mainly to shut down these news sites. In the alternate scene, because if an alternate scene, a news site, wants to give you some news and isn't allowed anymore to link something or say, oh, this was written there and this was written there and so on, it's really problematic for them to stay believable. So this whole thing, censorship thing, is really to shut down the alternate media scene.
It was always the failing mainstream find the way to crush the competition, because the smaller content creators actually want to do what they should be doing and actually broadcasting the news. Not filtering the narrative. And also another thing I really don't like about ISPs having any kind of filter, even in the name of supposedly filtering out copyright material. What's to stop them putting stuff in that algorithm that filters out content that the government doesn't want uploaded?
Well, they've already shown that happens, man.
Yeah,
they've already done that.
Already. It happens now. When you put, you can see the other channels, like the Nerdrotic one. Every time when he puts in his in the title, he puts something they don't like he says something about Captain Marvel or something like that. They already demonetize his video, even if he doesn't show any content or something like that.
Yeah, but that's YouTube doing it. I'm talking about from the ISP level, which is it won't even get on the internet.
I know this is just an example that.
Well, I mean, they already have that. It's like choking. They already do choking to different sites, so different websites get a different bandwidth than other ones.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what all of this has been pushed for. I mean, since like what was the original one? Was it SOPA and then Pippa and everything else? They've been pushing this idea and they've been building the technology to do it. You don't think they want to use it? Of course they do. They didn't build it for nothing. They want to get some return on their investment there. And it was the governments that were paying them to, to invest in this sort of, the hardware and the software to do it. I mean, you have to invest in that kind of thing. You don't do it if you're not intending to use it.
Yeah. It's all about control over the people, and the thing is, the last thing that gives people a kind of freedom.
Years ago, it's always been control over people. That's what it was all about.
The last thing that gives people a kind of freedom to do what they want to do is money, the money in their pockets. And they even try to get rid of that. But you can't pay anymore with normal money. You have to pay with your card or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Cashless society is the ultimate control grid. I mean, once you've got that, then and this is why it really annoys the shit out of me when people keep promoting Bitcoin and stuff, because Bitcoin is the ultimate form of cashless society. And nobody knows who this fucker is who's meant to have invented it. And we all just go along with it and think that it's got to be special. It's very, very, very dangerous. There's nothing good is going to come out of that one.
It goes all back when you see what's the biggest problem with censorship and so on. It goes all back to the money. And the banks that control everything.
Cash is king, baby. Cash is king.
Yeah, but that's it. Yeah, but they want to take that away because you're not allowed to have cash anymore. I mean, they want to basically stock check your entire house. I mean, you look at it, say in 40 years' time, like for somebody's child, when they go and they buy something, they're going to buy it with a card or through an electronic tag or whatever the fuck it is. And so, everything they have is going to be, applied to them. So if they say you give something to your neighbor, that's going to be traced. Yeah. They're going to know that you gave it away, right? But they're going to be able to stock check everything. They'll know every single item that you have in your home. They'll know every single thing that you're doing.
And for an example, your neighbor is on the blacklist, and he doesn't get can't get his money or something like that. Mm-hmm. Now you have to see if there isn't any cash anymore. People would be afraid to help other people. Because
exactly, it'll trace. Yeah, there's a trace to them.
Yeah, there's a movie about that kind of. It's a stupid movie with a stupid actress, but the theme of the movie it's called The Net with Sandra Bullock.
Oh God,
yeah. I know it's an awful movie, but the intention, where they went there, they say everything is now internet and so on, and so when she got on the blacklist, she couldn't do anything anymore. She couldn't get money. Nobody could help her, and so on. It was like erasing somebody from.
It's like enemy of the state or whatever. It's the same sort of thing. And this is exactly what will happen. I mean, all they have to do is just turn off your credit, and you are fucked. Mm-hmm. There's nothing you can do, and they can trade. I mean, like the minute that anyone gives you anything, because everything's RFID tagged or whatever. You get a T-shirt and it's got an RFID tag embedded in it. Then they know that you're wearing that thing because they have passive, RFID tag readers all over the place.
Yeah, and these
for personalized messaging, personalized advertising.
These controls it begins also with having a smartphone. Back then, or a handy. Back then, when they
handy.
Yeah.
Tell me more. This sounds
I feel sorry for Cup. He doesn't know the show.
Yeah, I'm sorry for Cup too.
You're a good man. Don't worry about
the smartphone thing is from my point of view. I ranted about that in the last stream from Peter at Dawn's stream. Why I hate this smartphone shit, and it has also to do with control, because now when they invent
smartphone, GPS. Yeah, let me tell you a little story, and this was fucking hell 10 years ago, easily, right? My mate was outside Tesco's in Hanley, and an old woman fell split her fucking head open and everything. Fucking my mate picks her up, phones an ambulance straight away, as you do. Yeah, is that blah blah? Or are you standing on the corner of X Street and X Street outside Tesco?
Oh yeah, I mean it's the thing. Yeah, but I mean,
straight away, they knew where he was.
Of course, because I mean, broadcasting towers. I mean, mobile phones are constantly broadcasting out to different towers. So you got 3 points, so then you got triangulation.
Yeah, and that's my problem with that, because nowadays, 10 years ago, when the smartphone, 2005, it came, I think, the first iPhone or something like that. Not everybody had one, but now it's usual. Everybody has a smartphone, and
well, it's like all technology. It's like all technology; it gets affordable. So
yeah, everybody is
more and more affordable. Everybody can afford it.
Listen, I've got a good old flip phone, and
that means everybody is tradable, and people without smartphones are now suspicious. I know if they don't know exactly who has no smartphone. Somebody like me, if they see, oh, in this town 2,000 people, 10,000 people living here, oh, there's just one guy without smartphone, so why doesn't he have a smartphone? Maybe he's a kind of suspicious guy or something like that. So now you come on a kind of blacklist if you don't
why hasn't he jazzled his handy?
I think somebody with that accent doesn't sound suspicious at all, does he? I would never suspect the German.
Yeah, but here in Germany, I'm suspicious too because I have Palestinian background.
Ah, I see. But all your Germans, you sound sinister to one another. You are all equally guilty.
I'm surprised nobody picked up on that double whammy of being German and Palestinian.
Yeah, with me, it's really like the jackpot. I have it all.
Hey, on the plus side, though, he'll always have a safe place in Islington, won't he? Oh, Jeremy Corbyn would definitely put him up, wouldn't he?
Put him up what? That's the question.
To be fair, I defend when it comes to movies and so on. I defend the Germans when Germans are depicted as bad guys and so on. I go against that and call that out, and I call some things out against Arabic people. I call everything out. It's not that I say, okay,
bugger off, because if you
can't open up a barrel of worms here, Cobb.
I'm telling you, look at all this fucking stuff. I mean, you can say that it's Germans being portrayed in the wrong way, but it's like I said again, it's British actors who are playing the fucking Germans and stuff. So it's not like it's actual Germans being held up to anything. Well, actually, British people are the enemies of everyone, apparently.
Well, we are now, especially if you're white and straight, yeah.
Oh yes. Did you see?
We are the ultimate evil, the scourge of the fucking world.
Did you see?
And that means we're gonna get some nubbing because chicks love that.
Did you see the Channel 4? Did you see the Channel 4 news on Friday where Jon Snow reported that he'd never seen so many white people in one place before? I said, he never covered Nuremberg, did he?
There's a snowman.
I thought going on his earpiece, going, "What the fuck have you just said?"
I love that.
I've got Jolly FM coming in my ears.
If you said I haven't seen so many white people in London for 50 fucking years, and yeah, it would have been perfectly fine because it'd just been accurate, but oh dear, I got to hand it to them. They don't care anymore, do they?
I don't think anybody gives a shit anymore, bollocks. I don't think anybody cares anymore. Fuck it. Let's just throw this shit at the wall and see what sticks.
I actually wanted just to go on there and say, look at all these fucking Nazis behind me. Go on, Zeke Heil for the camera.
Yeah, but you see, I mean, this is the weird thing, though, right? I mean, people would expect that. I mean, Cobb and us shouldn't be, laughing and joking together, right? But weirdly enough, the Germans and the British had, a relatively cordial coexistence during the Second World War. I mean, when it came to the troops that got captured and things like that. It was very civilized.
Well, you've only got to look at New Year's Christmas Day 1914.
Exactly. Yeah, playing football.
Two countries in a major conflict with fuck it for today. How about a game of football?
Let's have a smoke.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's also a song about it. It's called All Together Now.
All
Yeah, this song
together
is
now.
about-
Yeah, it's very gay.
This
Very
song
gay.
in the video they don't show that, but the song is actually about this event where
Is
they,
it? Really? Is that what that song's about? I didn't know that.
yes. They sing All Together Now in no
was about that.
in no man's land, and this no man's land is the frontier. It's the frontier from France.
Yeah. Do you know what the only sad thing about that was?
Why did they make it such a gay tune, though?
It wasn't,
What the fuck is wrong with them?
It was never covered by David Hasselhoff.
The lyrics and it's fucking right.
Yeah, I think.
No, it makes sense now. Now you say it. It makes sense
now. Yeah.
You know, I mean, why put it to such a shitty tune?
It took the crowd to point this out as well.
Yeah, well, they're useful for something.
He's very angry at the fact that he's 70 years too late as well, you fuckers. He's released that shit fucking song.
Yeah, but the farm is okay. It's a nice song.
Oh, the
Oh, dear.
all that fucking late 80s, early 90s indie shit sort of just melded into one.
The fact is, right?
The E's were a lot better back then.
Yeah,
So
but music back then it was Beethoven compared to nowadays music. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Hang on. Let me just pause this for a moment, just in case the nerds are here. Star Trek Discovery this week, bag of bollocks. Star Wars is still shit. Right, let's carry on.
Yeah, that's not exactly news, is it?
Well, sorry.
Yeah,
Can we just get it out there right now that there hasn't been a decent Star Wars film since 1983?
Well,
yes, I agree on that. In my Star Wars video, I say Star Wars was over in the second where the Ewoks entered the picture.
Yeah, well, the thing is, though, that
Ewoks.
yeah, but that's the annoying thing is that, I mean, if they'd just taken the Ewoks out, it would have been a really good, because the story's still solid.
Yes,
But the Ewoks is what fucks it up. So,
Best
good film.
lightsaber fight in any Star Wars movie.
Yeah,
Best
you know,
lightsaber fight.
it's good. But the fucking Ewoks, and it's like Jar Jar Binks and stuff. I don't. What the fuck is it with George Lucas and his little fucking furry fetish? I mean, he's got some weird otherkin thing going on.
the thing is, it's all about his merchandising crap. I say it in my review from the old movies. I say,
I think it's a weird perversion. I think at the time he was doing the Jar Jar Binks, he probably had like a quick half sucking his dick or something.
Everything, so he puts things like Jar Jar Binks in his movies and Ewok and fuzzy stuff, or what you call it.
No, Cabby thinks that was like the genesis of fucking the furries. And
seriously,
you just started off with a Jar Jar Binks mask, and then suddenly you'd go on to the full suit, and then suddenly think, ooh, this would be a lot more fun if we put some hair on it. And then somebody else said that, ooh, now I can dress as Chewbacca, and said, for some reason, I want to fuck you when you're in that suit. And actually enough, I now decide I want to shag my dead dog as well.
I have seen that. I have seen that Star Wars parody movie, and
have you seen the offshoot with the roadkill?
no, but it's just baffling because it's like two forms of entertainment I love, which should never have met, and it's just completely baffling. It's like, what is this? Stop it!
Yeah, well, you're saying that, Jez, but I reckon you watched it at least twice.
No, dude, I didn't even do 20 minutes, mate.
He'd already blown his load by 20
Yeah,
minutes.
his sock was already full of jizz, and that was
Didn't
enough.
even do the standard 20 minutes, mate. No.
he couldn't handle the full hour and a half.
He thought, I'm going to see if I can go for a second.
I don't know about you, boys.
Yeah. 3 minutes for the first wank, and then he thought, I wonder if I can shoot me load twice, and then spent the next fucking 17 minutes trying.
Oh, I couldn't, man. In all fairness, bollocks, I was very fucking have a go. But then it was Star Wars and porn, and it didn't work. I had to turn it off and put actual porn on. This just isn't working for me at all.
Oh, fair enough. Well, you're a brave man for trying, anyway.
Well, Well, yeah, you know what I mean. I was trying to skip it forward to maybe Princess Leia, but when she was giving Chewbacca a blowjob, that was enough for me. That's why I skipped it forward to, man. I thought, right, let's get to the action. Skipping it fucking forward, and Princess Leia's giving Chewie a... Oh, no, I'm out. Put some proper porn on.
Now, we like the bionic woman sucking off the fucking, you know, the Yeti.
Yeah, it would be, yeah. Well, it was exactly like that, actually. Exactly like that.
Yeah. It's just bad. It's just a bad thought. You just don't need that in your head. Nobody needs to place that in your head. It's just wrong.
Two of my favourite genres and two of my favourite movie types just matched together, just didn't work.
In one of the reviews from Red Letter Media, one of the guys asked the other one, how does it feel when you see all your favorite franchises go up in flames? It was when they reviewed Star Trek Discovery. And I thought, yeah, that describes it perfectly. You see all the franchise from back then, like Doctor Who, Star Wars, Star Trek, and so on, and they are all done. They are all going shitwise.
That's because you've got to put this fucking political agenda and everything.
Yes, but this is why they want to do these reboots. I mean, this is why they had to remove all of the Marvel universe with the Thanos.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Because they're going to have to repopulate it. They want to repopulate it with these new characters who are all going to be transgender. It's going to be, everyone's going to have a fucking tutu.
Cabby, that was more of a case of whose fucking contract up. That's what that was.
I don't know. I don't think so.
It was, mate. Yeah.
I don't think it's I don't see that actors would
if
spend
you want
money.
to be tagged on, I mean, fucking Scarlet Witch. It's not like she's gets regular work. You know what I mean?
They wanted to wipe the thing because they're doing it with everything. It's exactly what he was saying. Because they've done it with, I mean, like, look at, Doctor Who. They had to erase, and of course, Doctor Who's perfect for that because of regeneration, right? I mean, it works perfectly. They can manipulate it how they want, and they fucked it up every single time.
They're fucking up with Doctor Who canon.
Yeah, but they don't understand the canon because these aren't people who get involved who actually cared about it to begin with, right? These are not people who grew up with it and cared about it. These are people who saw it and said, male-dominated thing, we have to come in and destroy that, and we have to, they don't give a shit about the history of it.
Well,
they've got no respect whatsoever for anything to do with history.
Speaking of Doctor Who, I bought today, because what they're doing now, because there was an old nerd back in the day, all the missing episodes of Doctor Who, the BBC trashed all the files, wiped over whatever the film. There was some nerd who fucking recorded it on a reel-to-reel audio from his TV set back in the day, right? And this is a true story. And this guy has basically saved Doctor Who. He has got the audio for all the missing episodes, right? And Doctor Who, currently, I bought this yesterday. It's just been released. It's the Patrick Troughton years, the Macra Terror. But what they've done is animated it.
Oh yeah, they did the same to Power of the Daleks as well, didn't they?
Yeah. Yes, Power of the
I bought Power of the Daleks and Shaun.
I remember that.
Yeah, well,
it's not a new thing.
It's been going a while.
That's the stupidity of the Beeb at the time. They trashed it. Didn't I think the first series of Dad's Army also get binned as well?
Yeah, and
that doesn't exist.
Well, the Avengers was also another one, I think. One episode.
Sapphire and Steel, or what was the other one at the time?
Sapphire and Steel is complete because I do believe
No, which was the other one that was around at the same time? Sapphire and Steel, and on the other side, because I think Sapphire and Steel was ITV as well.
Yeah, it was. Sapphire and Steel was ITV.
Yeah, so there was one on BBC, and that. Oh fuck! Because they always had to compete with different shows, right? God, what was the other one? Shit, that's going to bug me until I remember.
If you can even think who was in it, Cabby, might help me out.
I just remember from these old ones, my favorite one was back then, The Prisoner.
Well, it was the chick who was, who played in Batman. The woman who played in Batman, she was in the other one. She was... This is gonna really piss me off till I remember. Yeah, in Batman, she had a play, you know, like a particular...
Batman 66, Batman.
Yeah, well, I'm talking old school Batman.
Oh, you mean Catwoman or what?
No, it wasn't Catwoman. It was
Batgirl.
Never mind. No, look, when I remember, I'll sorry.
No.
Yeah, Aunt Harriet.
Shit out of me, but I'm gonna remember it no matter
Don't
what.
remember harder.
Well, no, it was the Avengers, right? It was the Avengers.
Fucking hell, Cabby, that's what I just said. All but one episode of the first series is missing was well.
Yeah, but that was opposite. You know, Sapphire and Steel, wasn't it? Yeah, Honor Blackman. That's it, Honor Blackman. Because and it was also because I was going to say, the fucking man with the golden gun and stuff.
Yeah, John Steed and
yeah, Steed. Yeah, Steed. That was the one I was thinking of.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the reason we didn't get it, Cab, because he'd already said the Avengers.
These old,
sorry,
I like much more than the new ones, for sure. This old Avenger show was really cool.
Emma Peel in black and white was gorgeous.
Yeah,
when they changed it to color, I was like,
not so much.
It was gorgeous in black and white.
Yeah, they even made an Avenger movie a few years ago.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
as the bad guy.
Yeah, that's it. Because was it Ralph Fiennes and Uma Thurman?
Yeah. It was so funny.
Yeah, and I know Sean Connery is the villain. Yeah.
Last night I tried to watch, Black Panther. I can't believe what they fucking did with that. And they're talking about it meant to be empowering with Africans. If you watch Zulu, that's more empowering, right? Seriously, because it doesn't take the piss out of the Africans as much as fucking that one does. It makes them look like a bunch of...
Cabby, it's racist as fuck. They drink a purple drink to get the power.
It's unbelievably racist. I just kept looking at it, and I'm thinking, why aren't you getting this? It's like I said, I went back and I watched Zulu. And Zulu is far more respectful. I mean, I'm sure Roots is. You know what I mean? and that shit, they thought that they just sort of like, it's like, well, this is what if you took, like Wakanda is a place that you plonked it in some, suburb of San Francisco. That's this weird interpretation of Africa.
Well, I hate that movie fucking up the entire Marvel timeline.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's the worst one. Since Marvel is the only one that is even worse than that.
The stereotypical black man drinks grape soda.
Exactly. I'm surprised they didn't give him fried chicken afterwards.
And they give him a purple drink for his powers.
Oh, Cab suggested they were, had like a franchise of KFC in Wakanda.
Well, they said they wanted Seattle coffee shops, I mean, remember?
I'm surprised fried chicken won't give him the power.
No. Fried chicken, rice, and peas. Yeah.
I swear, it's just like, I mean, this is the sort of thing that I'm telling you now. Look, mate, Black Panther in a script that Alf Garnett would have written.
I don't think they're running and the jumping.
Yeah, and this character Black Panther, he's really so awesome because he drinks his tea,
grape juice,
his grape juice or whatever.
Grape juice plus.
Yeah, and without it, he's just a regular guy who can't do shit. He gets constantly beaten up. Even with it, he gets beaten up. So what's so special about particular this guy, this Black Panther guy? Oh, it doesn't make any sense if he's the protector of the country. Should the soldiers drink this shit?
Exactly. Why aren't everybody?
He himself doesn't go make any fights or something like that. That doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense. Why aren't the fucking army, the elite, the guards, all got Black Panther costumes? Yeah. What makes a Black Panther the Black Panther? Is it the fucking grape juice or is it the suit?
I want to know how realistic it is. Is he constantly getting letters from the CSA, demanding payment for his 13 kids he's never seen? and is
yeah, but you don't hear about that. He's he's got an accountant.
is he constantly getting stop and search, and now will they find a butter knives?
Yeah, and
seriously, the whole thing is a joke. I mean, I don't understand how they thought that was in any way, shape, or form like.
Well, you do know that was the first ever black superhero, apparently.
No, it was the first movie ever.
Yeah, but it's not though. It's not a superhero, is it? It's not a
The first ever black superhero was Blade and not Black Panther.
Oh, I'm just going over what main.
Black Panther. I mean, yeah, but what is he? I mean, he has a suit which is effectively Iron Man or whatever. So it's just totally OP, right? He can't be damaged or whatever. It's like fucking. Mrs. Marvel.
I think obviously Blade doesn't count because
it's a totally OP character.
Yeah, Blade didn't count because unless you're drinking grape juice, then you're nothing, are you?
It doesn't make any sense. It throws the entire MCU timeline. It was one of the first ones which made you think, hang on, now they've fucked with the timeline. None of this makes any sense.
Well, haven't they really broken it now with Captain Marvel as well?
Oh, yeah, they've fucking shattered
it. Of course they have.
Captain Marvel
Mrs. Marvel, I'm sorry.
Any more context and fucking continuality gone out the window.
If somebody thinks Black Panther is an unwatchable piece of
canvas that way,
he really has to try to sit through Captain Marvel, because Captain Marvel is really the most boring one of the bunch. It's even worse than Black Panther.
Ooh, that's a bold statement.
I just don't want political fucking agendas in my movies. I go see a movie, escape what's going on the outside world and the real world, not to involve it in my piece of fantasy. Thank you very much. I don't fucking want it in my movies, man. Movies it should be escapism. Turn your fucking brain off. Escapism. Not be reminded of what's going on in the bullshit real world. I don't want it in my fucking movies, plain and simple.
I saw last days. I saw one of the streams from Pat here from Please Rewind, Box Office Addict, where he talks about Captain Marvel, the numbers, and I made the comment that the numbers are clearly faked, because the Captain Marvel that it is $1 billion movie or something like that. It doesn't make any sense.
There's people on fucking Instagram showing photographs of empty fucking cinemas, man.
Yeah. And if you see the movie, there's no chance in hell that this movie really made that kind of money, because it's a boring piece of shit. You really, it's impossible to sit through that without falling in a sleep coma. And for sure, nobody watched this piece of shit twice. They're just the reviewers who are watching it. I'm pretty sure normal people don't give a shit on Captain Marvel.
Definitely not game repeating viewing, is it? Nobody's going back twice and going, fuck me, that was good. I'll have another bit of that.
I will never sit through that thing again, ever in my life. I'd rather be waterboarded or something like that to see this piece of shit again.
Yeah, well, fuck them. You know what I mean?
I must admit, when they said, was it in Forbes where the film needed to make, was it 750 million? To even break even when the budget was only 150, that was very suspect. Unless it had like a 400 million fucking advertising budget.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say, Bollocks. You've got instantly add another 200 million on that for advertising straight away.
Yeah, but even then, I mean, no film spend that much.
I mean, look, they know damn well that it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everything.
I mean, it got slated, and look what they had: Rotten Tomatoes and everything. I mean, the whole fiasco went on. I mean, they actually changed an entire platform from just from even showing that you have an intention to go and watch them. You know what I mean? That's how desperate they got. Yeah. It's pretty piss poor. Now, I mean, when you've got to protect your IP that hard from basically because of incompetence, that shows you that you're not going anywhere. It's game over, man.
I can assure you, everything when it comes to Captain Marvel and the numbers and so on, I tell you, everything is faked about that. Everything. Disney is faking the whole show. They even closed down this section from Rotten Tomatoes and so on. And if you see how far this goes, you really are thinking, what's going on here?
Well, you got cinema, cinema managers who are coming out saying that they got 25 seats a night, or per, viewing that are being reserved, and the people don't turn up.
Yeah.
Oh, you need to get a channel on this. We need some proper, OCD, weaponized autism on this one. They really need to get into that and see what the reality is. If they could find those numbers and find out what actually happened in terms of, how many empty seats that there were, or how many pre-reserved seats that would be, at about norm.
Yeah, but
it would be very interesting.
Disney is now so powerful that even other companies and news companies and so on are afraid of them, and don't want to mess with them. They don't give you, they don't really give you the real numbers or something like that. Even if they know them, they don't speak bad about the shit they are pulling out. And I'm calling this out since years. There's nothing I hate more than Disney, because Disney is this Moloch, this big brother kind of thing.
Hey, why would you be surprised about that? This is a company to sue, people for singing happy.
Yeah, these companies that target children, these are the worst ones, because with that they are right in the middle of the family from the people. And it's really hard if you are a child and you like some Disney garbage, and then you grow up and then you see, oh my God, it's all propaganda and it's really bad and so on. It's really hard to argue with other people about that.
Yeah. What are you talking about? I just went out for a piss, so.
Yeah, his neighbour's going to be happy when they look in the garden. Did
you achieve?
I don't
know. I mean, did you actually achieve it? I mean, how's your cold? Sorry, your pancreas.
I don't think he was pushing that hard, Cab.
No, I do. I have punched myself in the back just for them little dribbles at the end.
Oh, fair
right.
Yeah. Yeah, all here in the chat, he says is right. He says allow another solo, and he's completely right with that statement, because also so you don't have to go so far. They won't allow another Last Jedi.
No matter what.
No, it's not so much about.
It doesn't matter. It's done now. No, what? Basically, just going to, it's like Star Wars, but it's a new version. It's going to be in a totally new, timeline, new direction, whatever they want to turn it into. And look what they've done with Star Trek Discovery. This is exactly going to play it with everything else that they can. And they just want to fuck up everything people enjoy.
The comparison with Solo is not correct. You have to really compare it to Last Jedi, because Solo is just a mediocre movie nobody gives a fuck on. It's nothing.
Garbage, mate. No,
it was irrelevant. But it was a pointless movie.
Completely irrelevant.
Yeah, but
it was a pointless movie. It didn't add anything to
anything. You couldn't get invested in them characters, any form of peril, because Star Wars is a fucking
there was
thing.
Nothing.
Yeah, but Captain Marvel is Last Jedi bad. It's offensive bad. It's not like Solo.
When you start pushing fucking political agendas and modern entertainment.
Yeah.
Well, I think my impression is that even if it didn't have that, it would still have just been a shit film anyway. I mean, I haven't seen it, but everybody's all saying it's basically one of the worst, if not the worst, of the MCU.
It's the worst. It is the worst, and also the effects are so shitty in the movie.
Right, let me stop you there, Cub. Did you just watch the cam version? What I watched, where you can't really see
You still got
what I mean?
Yeah,
I remember that one. With it's still got the Y lines. You remember with the web line, like the wire. Wire graphics are still behind it.
Oh shit! When one of the Matrix films come out with all the wires and everything still. Oh, it wasn't Matrix. It was the Wolverine. That first Wolverine movie. A fucking
Oh well, actually, I had the same.
Work print.
No, I had the same thing with which was the X Files, where they ended up on the top of a big, water cooler tower.
Yeah, that's
from
the
a
Wolverine
power
movie.
station. Big power station.
Yeah.
With Wolverine. That's it, yeah, and that was all wireframe, and you could see the wireframe going
released
on
the net, and Fox went crazy about it. Yeah, that Work
A copy of that. I've still got a copy of that very same version.
The same thing happened to the Hulk back then, when the Incredible Hulk got released in 2002 or something like
when
that.
That movie was coming out, mate, a work print got fucking released on the web.
Yep.
Everybody got it, man. All early CGI shots, all the wire work was in it.
Yeah, it was the Origins one. X-Men Origins. Yeah, but
it was fun though. I mean, it was good seeing how it works.
But studios went
behind the scenes. I liked it. I thought it was, it was like, it was nouveau installation.
Yeah. Yeah, the problem with Disney, I think, just got started, because after the next Avenger movie, we will see how far it will go. Because after that, this whole SJW crap will be.
Fucking Carol Danvers is going to save the show, mate. Miss Marvel's going to save the fucking show.
Oh no! It's Ant-Man, isn't it? Ant-Man expanding in Thanos' ass, isn't it?
Expanding Miss Marvel's ass.
Now that would save the film. Definitely.
Fucking hell, bollocks! Why aren't you on the writing stuff at Disney?
No, it's not my idea. It's been a meme for a little while. Somebody came up with this idea of saving the movie, because there is that leak that came out of Disney that if Captain Marvel underperformed, then she would have very little to do with the final battle.
Allegedly 2 versions.
Yeah, but if it did okay, which unfortunately it's the numbers are claiming it has done, then she will be the Avenger that takes him out effectively. Basically wiping out the last 10 years and saying like all these characters you invested and got to know, they're all fucking pointless compared to this bitch who just turned up at the last minute.
Yeah.
And
by the way,
the counter.
Yeah, but nobody cared about it.
Let bollocks
attempts.
Yeah, but to counter it,
mad stream.
Yeah. Yeah, but to counter it, so some fans came up with the idea that it would be Ant-Man. He would just crawl up inside Thanos' ass just as he's about to defeat everybody and expand.
Oh, I tell you what, they would get my fucking money if that was guaranteed, mate. I'd throw them the fucking money.
I tell you, that's something straight out of Viz, not out of fucking Marvel.
Oh, I'll tell you, talking a quality publication.
I mean,
can you remember the Viz tips? I can always remember reading one. Instant beard. Chew on a few magnets and shove your chin in iron filings.
Mm-hmm. Or you had Rogers' Profanosaurus, or Letterblocks.
Oh, the early days of.
I love the disclaimers on this. It's like, because they were selling things like, pheromone spray and things like that. On the back of one of them,
didn't the first issue have a balloon stapled?
Pheromone.
Yeah.
Right. It said, if you turns out to be pig piss in a bottle, that's your own fault.
Well, do you know what? I was looking for something because I used to have a bit of trouble with my neighbor who's now thankfully gone. And one of the first things that came up when I was looking for something was a Viz advert, and it was basically said, neighbor troubles, burst his fucking tires with tire nails. And I just thought, what a brilliant idea.
If I remember right, bollocks, didn't the first issue of Viz have a balloon stapled to the front of the comic? If I remember right, I swear to God it did.
I honestly don't, because the first ever issue, my understanding, is they just flogged them around the pubs of London because they didn't have a distributor.
Yeah. It was an underground match. I mean, when it got distributed through Fleetway at the very beginning of distribution.
It might well have done. I do know that.
Honest, because that's just funny, isn't it? A balloon stapled.
I mean that's just typical them, really, and it's the kind of thing that
I missed that early Viz. I can remember checking one out a few years ago, and it just lost its charm. It wasn't the same fucking.
It's not the same people anymore.
You know what when that really happened with the cartoons, they thought they could really market it and turn it into like Roger Melly, Man on Telly, and slags and stuff.
Oh, Viz was that massive.
Just even it just sort of.
Can you remember the Viz videos, Roger Malley and all that? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But when they started going down that route, it started to lose its kind of edge. You know. And also, I mean, fucking Billy Fish. What the fuck was that about? Why did they keep hammering that?
It was that.
You know what I mean? Well, yeah, but it was pointless, and it's like, one of those people like the Edgelord who just wants to keep on shoving it down your throat. It's like, eventually you're gonna find it funny.
Yeah,
no, it's just annoying.
Back in the day, man, Roger Malley, Biff of Bacon, fucking hell, it was all good stuff.
Yeah, exactly, but Fish, pointless. What the fuck was the point of that? And also, Buster Gonad, he got pretty boring after a while. So yeah, do the big nuts. You know what I mean? There's only two.
There's one thing I want to bring up. Did anybody see this horrible Dumbo trailer?
Oh yeah, with
Dumbo.
Yeah.
Dumbo.
Oh, Dumbo.
Oh my
Dumbo.
God! This new abomination from Tim Burton. Tim Burton really now goes this shit road completely to the end. I think since Planet of the Apes, you can forget Tim Burton completely.
Well, they got like Aladdin now, right? Being played. Who's doing the Aladdin character?
He's just really showing how much
Blueface. Where's all the fucking Smurfs screaming outrage? That's what I want.
Exactly. Yeah. What about Smurf?
Where are all these Smurfs screaming outrage going? I'm not having Will Smith and Blueface.
Have Disney really now run out of ideas that much that all they're doing is buying up other people's IPs or just remaking all their old classics?
Hello, you just worked that out.
Do you want me to tell you what kills me? I can't remember what the first one was. It Maleficent or something? The first live.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Having said that, I've got to say she did look hot in that.
What kills me, and like every one of these movies is coming to a surprise to everybody. Disney said back then they're going to make live action movies of all the greatest hits. They said that shit fucking years ago. And now everybody's surprised on the internet every time they release a live action version.
Yeah, can't wait for the live action one from Fantasia.
Why is it such a surprise? You know what's even coming out. They told you. Every hit they had, they're going to make a live action version of. They told you that shit years ago.
Right. Okay.
Like I said, when we get a real horror show, they make a live action from Fantasia, and all the live action movie.
One of my favorite stoner movies.
Well, no, I think they were, because they were looking at using Vegas, because they have all of the fountains and everything. And that was going to be part of the, like where Mickey's doing the summoning and everything and drawing up. I remember hearing something about they're planning.
Gabby, you're botting out a little bit.
Yep.
Well, it's not my fault.
Well, Cabby still uses broadband that's powered by a actual, crank. So you'll have to bear with him. But
he's got Mrs. bestowed on the treadmill.
Yeah.
Mush, bitch.
With this live action thing,
we're downloading his last hour of free porn as well before it's banned.
I'm pretty sure that this Dumbo crap will be one of the first flops from Disney with this live action thing. Will really put a stop into that. And also, I'm not sure if Aladdin is any decent in this movie because a Guy Ritchie movie.
Aladdin's Dumbo might make a bit of money, but that Aladdin, I can see that being the fucking.
Did you just say Guy Ritchie?
Yeah, it's a Guy Ritchie movie, and I was
Oh,
Hang on.
Jesus.
Whoa. Guy Ritchie's making what now?
yeah, as I said, Aladdin. It's from Guy Ritchie.
Oh my
Aladdin.
God!
Not
And I was
Aladdin.
surprised
It's
because
Aladdin. It's Aladdin,
his-
not Aladdin.
I grant you fucking 3 wishes, you can't.
Yeah, because after his Arthur crap, I really thought he's done because he had 3 flops in a row, and I thought his King Arthur movie would is the final nail in his coffin.
Does that mean that Jason Statham's playing fucking Aladdin?
It's gotta be. I was just thinking where Jason Statham is going possible.
Oh, no, that'd be funny, wouldn't it?
Where the
Oh.
fucking sausages, Aladdin? 10
Yeah,
more minutes.
really surprised.
Yeah, man, I get Alan Ford playing Jafar as well. You know, just basically like an Arabic fucking bricktop.
I tell you fucking what.
Oh, no, that would be
What the fuck?
that actually would be quite entertaining.
Oh, I'd love to know the size of that check Guy Ritchie took.
And I would only allow it though if Will Smith is going to play the genie as it didn't do.
That check must have been so small compared to anybody else who's ever worked for Disney.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
no, I really,
like $5,000 deal. Do you want to make a movie?
I do really want Will Smith to play the genie as it didn't do. You know, rub the Jason rubs the lamp out. He comes and goes, well, shit.
Well, shit.
Yeah, I'm so glad that I never
I think the days of Disney get late.
make reviews about the Disney crap, because to sit through Aladdin or Dumbo or something like that, it's a horrible thought. Just to think about that is horrible.
Is he calling it Anadin? He's naming a Disney film after a headache tablet.
I keep saying this. It's not, it's Aladdin. It's not
Anadin. No, Guy Ritchie doing a Disney film.
That is freaky.
That was just as weird as that. What time we were talking about? What's his name? Tarantino wanted to do a Star Wars film.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, exactly.
That was just as weird.
Why not? Yeah, why not give Tarantino, Stella?
Give him a Star Trek movie.
Yeah, they wanted to give him a Star
There you
Trek movie.
Give him a Star Trek movie. How weird?
Yeah, but you see,
give me
but
one.
that would make sense to actually make Star Wars see it through and have an adult. You could also have children.
Star Trek you want to do, Gabby.
Brilliant.
Star
No,
Trek.
not Star Trek. Fuck that. Nah, it's all gay and it's all communist anyway.
Well, it was from day one, man. The
Bullshit.
Klingons were the fucking Russians. They were a metaphor for the Russians back in the day. That's what.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all very commie.
But it'd be a very, very strange setup for because people who watch the Star Trek films aren't used to having, the middle at the beginning and then the end in the middle and then the beginning at the end, and then you'd have a bit maybe where Spock's getting bummed by one of the Klingons, and then maybe one of the Borg have to rescue
Yeah, but it
him.
was
and-
consensual.
I was just
It
about to
was-
say, Gabby, yeah, it was completely consensual. Though.
Yeah, this rape scene is illogical, Captain.
This intermission erotic. You can't go all
This
rapey.
vaccine is illogical but consensual.
And you'll have maybe Star Trek 5, the quest for Velcro, because Kirk's fucking wig's blown off again.
Yeah, he will make Star Wars great again, like Oli said in the chat.
Oh
No, he was the one. He's
actually.
actually the Trimble developer. I mean, the original hairpiece was the original Trimble. See, and then they all read from that.
Well, there is that scene in, was it the Star Trek 5, where he has to swim underwater, and you spend so long looking at the parting in the hair to see if you can see, the actual Velcro.
Yeah. When's it gonna go? When's it gonna go? It's gonna give.
I love the invention when you first watch that movie, and then later on in years you're going, "Oh, these plugs! Come on, man! Where's the ball bit? Oh, yeah, exactly. That's a damn fine wig you're wearing there, Bill."
Great, and that far in the future, we have intergalactic space travel. We have the ability to, teleport to different parts of the universe, and yet they still have not developed a toupee that's convincing enough not to fool anybody. It's almost like that's the one technology mankind can't be asked to improve.
Oh yeah, exactly. You want to take the piss out of the baldy. Yeah, you gotta stop.
I mean, it's an old thing now, but I take it you've all seen the Comedy Central roast of William Shatner.
I'm assuming that's quite an old one now.
Yeah, it's a few years old now. Yeah.
I assume they bring up the subject, do they?
Oh, it's funny as fuck, mate. If you haven't seen it, it's out there on internet land, the uncut version.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking funny, mate. If you haven't seen the Comedy Central roast of William Shatner, it is definitely worth a watch.
Have you ever had the pleasure of listening to one of his albums?
Oh, I have, yes.
Oh my god! Oh Jesus!
Because he doesn't actually sing. He just basically he just talks. But it's the choice of songs.
Yeah, but it's also the emphasis on the words as well. It's just the way he pronounces them. It's like, why are you emphasizing we?
His cover of Bohemian Rhapsody is just so fucking funny.
Yeah, but I tell you
Mama,
when I
just killed a man.
Yeah.
When I was a DJ,
got a gun above my head.
Cabby, when I was doing all rock clubs and everything, right? The fucking cover he did at Common People, he sort of did with like hip sort of band as well. And oh mate, it used to get the people fucking bananas, mate, when he used to play Shatner's Common People.
Really? I haven't seen that one.
I've heard that one. That one's quite good as well. Yeah.
There's a genius parody of Shatner in Futurama. He's called Zeb Brannigan.
Yeah.
Zeb.
Completely Shatner.
Complete fucking
Zeb Brannigan is fucking hilarious. He's the funniest character in it.
Yeah, and he makes also the singing and so on, and it's really, when I saw that back then first time, I really thought, oh my god, it's Shatner, it's Shatner himself.
Oh, the man's a legend. It's just how you can have a career after
Manchester Comic Con about fucking sometime last year, and then I found out his autograph was 250 quid.
Oh
my god. So it's his own money.
Oh, you got a photograph though. You did get a free photograph he'll sign for 250 quid. If you want, you could get his you could get his autograph for, I think it was like 100 and something quid. I think just for his autograph. But if you wanted a photo,
why don't people take a photo of get
fucking quid?
Why not just get a friend to take a photo of you, like while he's sitting there, signing stuff? It's like, hey, look, I'm here with William Shatner. I mean, why would you pay 250 quid?
I went down this con down London. I mean, I couldn't be arsed wait there all day because it's fucking London. I won't get in and out. I was down there, and it was one of Stan Lee's last ever signings in the UK. And holy shit, did that guy look tired? He looked fucking exhausted, mate. He really did. I felt fucking sorry for him. I really did feel sorry for him.
On the plus side, though, you could have said, "Well, you don't need this money."
75 quid.
Didn't need it.
Whereas someone like Shatner, I'm almost convinced he's going to live forever. No, my luck, he'll probably fucking be announced dead in the morning, but...
Right then, Deadpool.
Now Deadpool. I watched that one as well, weirdly, today. I watched Deadpool today, too. The original, not two. Two sucked. That was fucking hideous. I don't know why they made that.
Didn't you like the PG fucking version?
Oh, yeah. It was
sorry,
so horrible. Yeah, because Deadpool 2 is
original is fucking great.
The first one was
but Deadpool 1 was really fucking good. It was funny. I mean, it was a bit cringy and stuff like that in the right place. You know what I mean? In the right way.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a superb film. It's
Yeah,
one of
the
the few
first one
decent
was okay. Yeah.
superhero movies that we've had in recent
I
years.
think that's the kind of film that only
only
Fox could have made. There's no way that they'll be allowed to make that now. It's under Disney ownership.
Yeah, bollocks. I read something fucking hell. I mentioned it on the stream we do generally on a Sunday with Pete on his channel. I can remember reading a while back, the merger will not change Deadpool. We will still continue to make Deadpool an R-rated character. But, exactly. That was my response.
Yeah, okay.
Why do you think they tested the water with this PG version? That was just a test.
It didn't work. Seriously, Deadpool 2 was a fucking dead loss. It was pathetic.
Yeah.
But the first one, fucking quality, absolutely super.
Yeah, the second one was really awful.
Really was.
And to bring the second one again.
Hey, I'm trying to say something about something positive, and everyone wants to go on off the negative. Like, everyone wants to, you know, the internet's all about the bad and the negative.
Well,
soon, they sold out of people.
Soon's
I'm talking about something good.
Be positive.
Yeah, well, you know, when I talk about something positive, you know, decent film. There's plenty of fucking shit that we can talk about. I mean, we know that. There's more being created. There's more shit being created than there is decent.
Yeah, it's one of a million or something like that you get a good thing. It's really the last good movie I saw in the cinema.
Good.
Huh?
That first Deadpool movie was fucking good, man. It was entertaining.
It was awesome. It was absolutely brilliant. It was hilarious. I mean,
it was okay for one time watching.
Yeah, but dude,
like brilliant or something like that.
Shot in black and white and certain cameras at certain angles of the day, you wouldn't fucking like it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. There's no smoking in some, you know, cafe just to make it a little bit.
It didn't say Finn at the end.
Yeah, problem.
You're pretentious, can't you?
It was funny in its own right because it was basically sort of like a fuck you to a lot of superhero genre. I mean, there's so many jokes in there, like, you know, we can't afford the, you know, the extra.
If you're lucky enough to get hold of a copy for the Xbox 360, the Deadpool game is fucking hilarious. It's pretty much the same breaking the fucking fourth wall shit as the movie and stuff. Oh, it's got some funny moments in it. You wouldn't believe that Deadpool game. It is fucking hilarious to play.
No, I must admit, I haven't seen Deadpool 2, but I was shocked by how funny the first one was. I didn't think they'd be allowed to make a... Because I know when Tom Rothman was still at Fox, he wouldn't allow them to make it. He was convinced it would bomb. And then it went on and made one of the fucking biggest amounts of money in R-rated films ever made. So it just goes to show that this is assumption they've now got, which is, only teenagers go and spend money in the cinema, is bullshit.
Yeah.
If you make a decent...
But that's why they need to make, like, the hero films. They've got to go R-rated because they've got to follow their audience, and their audience has got older, and their audience is now capable of dealing with it. They can have spin-offs, that's fine, you know, like for the kiddies. But there's nothing wrong with having a good R-rated version that actually, you know, holds it up.
Yep.
Yeah, this PG trend with normally R-rated movies or series, they always try something like that. They tried with Halloween back then with age 20, and it's the best made movie of the series, but it's also the most boring one. It's even worse than the one before, even if it's very good made. Also from a technical standpoint, it's the best made one. Because it has a very good director, but it's PG, so I don't rewatch that crap again.
What PG? What Halloween movie had a PG rating?
Well, I think he means PG-13, doesn't he?
Yeah.
PG-13, age 20.
Yeah, not our version of PG, but
but all that teenage audience, if you remember, Batman, The fucking Tim Burton one created that fucking audience. Remember that, folks?
Yeah, that's the what they did. They created the 12 certificate, but then they forgot to implement it on video. So for at least 6 years afterwards, if it was 12, if you were old enough to see it in the cinema, when it came out on video, you were no longer able to fucking buy it because you now need to be 3 years older.
Yeah, it moved up.
Yeah, we had the same thing here in Germany. Back then, we had a Predator in the cinema. It was PG-16.
I don't know what they did to that movie, but it was only 25 minutes long.
Yeah, and when it came out on video, it was 18 and older, and got immediately on the index even, and so on, and it was cut like hell. It was really crazy back then.
Yeah.
No, but I tell you what's weird though. Fucking some of the old ban lists from the old horror days when you ask your mate at the video counter, "Oh, have you got a copy of blah blah under the desk?" Back in the 80s.
Yeah, this nasty.
Yeah, The Exorcist.
Tell you what's
The
Exorcist and such like.
Or Clockwork Orange, you couldn't get that for years.
Yeah,
Orange. That was
But
like
Germany
fucking, that was like
back
chicken
then,
lips.
the German cuts were the unedited ones back then.
Yeah, that changed. That changed quick because I got my copies most of the time from Dutch. Even in my RoboCop review, I tell the story. When I saw RoboCop back then first time, it was cut like hell. So I went immediately to the homeland of the director, Paul Verhoeven, to Holland, to Dutch, and then I could get it with PG-16 and uncut.
Oh, have you ever seen a lot of YouTube channel, fan channels now have the TV edits of these films like RoboCop? Oh, because I remember seeing it on, I think it was ITV back in about '94. We had the TV edit, and oh fucking it, it's so funny because it's so bad. They had things like every single swear word in it, no matter how trivial, was overdubbed.
Oh, I tell you what, I can remember more than RoboCop bollocks was fucking hell. What was it? Clint Eastwood, where he was that drill sergeant. One of his later films.
Heartbreak Ridge.
Heartbreak Ridge. I'll get up at an extra hour in the fluffing morning now, fluffing, Sir Captain Flay, fluffing.
Yeah. No, I'll have to send you the link, Jez, but it's funny. It's so fun. Everything is overdubbed. Like the bit where
all that shit.
The very first time that Odie goes out and he gets that bloke who's robbing the convenience store, and he's shooting at him and he keeps saying "fuck me." Yeah. They overdub it. They have him overdubbing it, saying "why me." He's shooting at him, going "why me? Why me?"
They just love TV standards back then.
Oh, the TV edits were fucking awful. Oh.
Yeah, the German version
of
Die Hard it's they say where he says constantly motherfucker. I didn't know that back then that he says motherfucker. He says in the German version Schweinebacke, which means
motherfucker, surely.
No, it means it's what do we call it? Wang or cheek. What do you call it in your face? It's a cheat, something like that.
Cheek, yeah, your cheek. Yeah, cheek.
Yeah, and it's called pig cheat, and it's a new word.
It's basically saying you're getting a blowjob.
It's a new word they created for this movie, and now everybody's saying this word. And when I saw first time the uncut version of Die Hard, and also in English, I was really surprised how much he always says motherfucker and so on.
Oh, good old TV dubs. You can't afford to beat them.
I don't know if they still do it. We got them from the States anyway, because apparently they always get the actors to overdub, don't they, at the end, ready for the TV. But so a lot of the times, all they would do, they would just literally cut the swearing out. But I mean, sometimes they will just used to bring the films over with the American, TV edits, and fucking hell, they're just
what's fucking crazy. The original first Superman movie, Chris Reeve, the original one, the longest version of that movie is actually the TV version. It's like three and
and it's in it 3.5 hours or something stupid.
yeah.
Yeah, the TV version is most of the times it's the longest version because they make sometimes they even make new scenes for the TV version, like in the case of Halloween, because they had this time slot of 2 hours or something like that.
Oh yeah, the infamous TV version of Halloween Club.
Yes, that's the reason. And so and also we had the same thing with King Kong back then. The TV version of King Kong is also
King Kong, fucking screaming favorite 30s King.
no with the 70s version one.
Jessica Lange Twin Towers version. Right,
Yeah, and they also made edited new scenes into the movie just to get it longer for the TV version. And it was horrible for the flow of the movie. Like always when they do that, they destroy completely the pace of a movie.
Well,
That's like the TV version of June, isn't it? Where they had all the animated, well, not animated, the artistic things at the start to try and explain what was going on. And apparently it was so boring and so monotonous. So David Lynch asked to have his name removed from the credits.
But you know,
that long boring fucking intro. On the
That's
TV.
it.
Yeah.
You know, Cub. This is the thing that it's just that sort of erosion that that happens. Like you're saying, it's just like it's fundamentally flawed, but they still go with it, even though they know that. It's just like, why would you do that?
Yeah, it's all about commercials. They want to get a constant runtime to put this amount of commercials into a movie. So it has nothing to do with the story or they enjoy movies with that.
But this is why when people adapt them, when people adopt them and adapt them. Hang on, who's having a chuckle? What was it?
I'm glad that they haven't done
you laugh in the chat.
I hope they haven't done a TV edit of fucking Blade Runner 2049 then, otherwise it's about 6 hours long.
Hey, to be honest, I could probably handle that, man. I could handle fucking putting my feet up and sparking a few watching the 6.5 hour version of that.
No, I don't know. It's I've seen it twice now, and neither time have I warmed to it like the original. It just
really, I mean, seriously, it'd be like watching RoboCop 3.
Yeah, but
you don't have to do that to yourself.
That's a cruel comparison there. I don't particularly like it, but I'd never compare it to RoboCop
3.
Anything
I was getting brutal.
That doesn't deserve it.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Strangely enough, I know there was one, but I can't remember it. But I know there was one.
Oh, RoboCop 3 was the Orion smasher because it fucking wrecked the studio.
RoboCop 3 was so boring that in my review, when I talked about it, I say something like, the story is not so interesting, so I tell the story behind the story.
I love RoboCop. I'm a big RoboCop fan.
1 and 2 are brilliant.
One and 2 are great films because of the sort of the completely over the top violence and the satire.
But bollocks, why do people still criticize RoboCop 2? I mean, it's a beautiful conclusion to the storyline. I mean, it really sort of seals it.
I've never understood it myself. It's like I had no idea it was hated so much until the internet came along. I thought everybody loved it as much as the first.
I can't stand RoboCop 2. This movie
2 is almost prophetic.
Worst movie. Irving Kirchner's worst movie is RoboCop 2.
It is so prophetic. It is, and it's accurate, and it's just like it is really to the moment of like when you see Detroit, deteriorating things like that. And you see. And now look what it is.
I think a lot of people didn't like it.
First off, I explained.
It's a beautiful film.
It's
really well made. And they trash him, and he comes back again. I mean, it's a redemption story. It's got everything in it. It's got so many fucking story arcs in it.
I explained. Gabby, you fucking convinced me, man. I'm going to watch it again in an all new light now.
I hope so, mate.
I explained in my RoboCop review why I can't stand the second part. Because first off, the story goes something like, RoboCop, he is now an old model, and there has to be a new RoboCop. RoboCop 2. But
Yeah, but that's
the
a
thing is,
No.
RoboCop isn't an old model. He just got made.
No, the point is that he ends up in a conflict. He ends up like with this ridiculous SJW nonsense being fed into his head, right? That he's, and he goes nuts. He's like, two in the bush is worth one in the hand, and he just goes, he can't distinguish anything. So he actually goes insane with the reprogramming. And he ends up frying himself in order to release,
I think a lot of people didn't like it, Cab, because they saw the third part of it is just a fight. That's all they saw it as. Is that it was just an excuse for two robots to fight, and they felt that was the whole purpose of the film.
Yeah, well, there was a lot in that movie that people apparently didn't.
I mean, I'm with you. I like RoboCop
is this horrible script.
Yeah.
The script doesn't make any sense whatsoever. First off, you can't.
I don't care what you say, mate. You're not going to convince me otherwise. It's a great
also, the effects look shittier than the first one.
Doesn't matter. The effects aren't about it. It's a storyline. That's what I'm talking about. And the thing is, if it's a good story, right? You can have shitty effects and it still works because
you have shitty
Tornado, for fuck's sake.
The story with the kid as drug dealer. Oh my god! And the mayor was so miscast.
The reason they didn't like it because
the casting was
that was brilliant. You see, that's a really clever idea because the kid was a drug dealer, so therefore the actual robot couldn't kill it.
Yeah,
right. So he was like the best kind of character to have as a drug dealer because it creates a conflict in the system. It's clever on so many levels. You obviously not watching. Go back and watch it again. Go back and watch it again.
With the casting in this movie, what was with the casting in this movie? The mayor, the cast of the mayor, he was a clown.
So fucking.
It was
but that's what I mean because and when you look at like the way that the corporation treats the mayor, right? Because the mayor is pretty subservient and he just gets told to go fuck himself and that they're taking over the city exactly, and that's exactly the sort of corporate, like the kind of shit that was going on at the time. I mean, when you look at the,
gonna watch this fucking movie again because Cabbage fucking sold it to me. I haven't seen it. I just thought it was a load of bollocks with a junkie robot.
No, I tell you, mate, it's brilliant. It's really clever.
The second one takes the premise of the first one to the next level, which is
they
want to build Delta City in the first one, but they don't. Obviously, they haven't started. The second one is they realize they can't build the city until they actually own the city, and this is what they're doing. And it explains the whole reason for the police strike was to make sure the city becomes so bankrupt it would allow this corporation to actually take control. And the ironic thing is that's what's happening in cities in America.
Exactly. It's like, I mean, it's so prophetic. I don't understand why people. I mean, maybe people didn't understand it then, but now it's so fucking obvious.
This movie is so unnecessary.
It's getting clearer day by day, isn't it?
It's a The problem with Paul Verhoeven movies is most of them are complete and don't need any continuation. It's also with Starship Troopers. They don't need a part 2, part 3, and so on because he tells his story.
Come on!
Be a Showgirls too.
Come on! It's like saying that that an author doesn't need to write a second book.
I want a film with Showgirls to Elizabeth Berkley when she's about 70.
God, can you imagine that?
Let's speak about second and third books. Let's speak.
No. But this wasn't about really second and third book. Right? This was about but you got to remember that this was just purely about maintaining the law. Like the canon, they were following it through, the idea of where it would go. And if you're not seeing it in that context, and by the way, if you are going to watch it again, watch the first one. Do them back to back. Because then it sort of makes a lot more.
Well, I personally do like RoboCop 2. I'm aware of its faults, and of course, and you very rarely do you get a sequel that's on par with the first one, especially when the first one's so iconic. Yeah. But it's still very much in the same vein as the first one. It's got the satire, the satirical news, satirical You've got what's called the city in disarray because of OTP and its policies. Plus, one of the complaints they got was, we don't like the fact that they turned the old man, the CEO of OCP into a villain in the second one. But you barely saw the cunt in the first one, so how do you know what he was actually like? I think he
Exactly. Exactly. That's the thing. It develops the characters. It actually enhances the whole story.
I like the
fact
he's unforgiving arsehole, and you know doesn't. Will
well, I mean, he is the true version of a sociopath, right? I mean, that's what you really see.
The same guy who made
what everybody tends to forget about RoboCop, that originally was going to be the Judge Dredd movie, and that's what everybody fucking forgets. You look at early production sketches, it was all Judge Dredd.
I'm glad it wasn't. I think RoboCop's a far more interesting character for the
right.
Anyway. No, not at all.
They made Judge Dredd anyway, so you know you can have both. You don't just have to have
Judge
one
Dredd
or the other.
Judge Dredd is ours, and that's why you know, in a way, obviously, when they made the Stallone film, it was a bag of shit, and when they made a decent one, it didn't do very well because of the fact that Americans just don't get it.
What are you familiar with 2000 AD and whatnot, bollocks? Yeah.
Oh yes.
Right. What are your thoughts on the upcoming Road Trooper movie?
Not very optimistic.
To be honest, what I've read about it, neither am I.
It's a case of 2000 AD is very much a British thing.
Oh, definitely.
The humor and the sort of the storytelling of it is very British, and
you know that's a weird thing because I never realized that. I always thought it was an American import.
Oh no!
When I was reading it, I know.
Go out, get the fuck out.
I know, but when I was a kid, when I bought my first copy from Forbidden Planet, you know.
Don't do this in 2000 AD.
Hey, I'm not dissing anything. I'm just saying it was my misunderstanding. It's like, you know, you gotta learn. You gotta learn, all right?
Cabby, I can recommend a documentary. Get hold of it. It's out there in the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Future Shock, the story of 2000 AD. And actually, I highly recommend it.
Since you are a 2000 AD fan, Jez, have you ever
day one, mate?
Have you ever seen the film Hardware?
Yes,
yeah,
which was a Future Shock ripoff.
Hardware is from the guy who went crazy with Dr. Moreau.
Yeah, but it was ripped off of Thor's Future Shock.
That's right. Yes. What did you think of it?
It was okay.
Yeah, but it's really a fresh movie.
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, but like I said, man, if it's into naughty picture, you've got no say in this, Cub. If it's in fucking black and white.
Actually, funnily enough, for years and years and years, you could only get the film from Germany.
Oh, Spud's here. Hey up, Spud.
Yeah. But
it's called here Mark 13 in German.
Yeah, because
that to have a more vicious title.
My sort of take on the two attempts of making a Judge Dredd film, which is that, and this is what I really find confusing, is William Wisher was the writer for Judge Dredd, and he was the co-writer of Terminator 2. So he's a good writer, but he obviously.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, neither of them ever written Judge Dredd.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think they fully understood the source material very well. But the one thing I will give the Stallone film over Dredd is that the visuals of Judge Dredd look closer to the actual the comic than Dredd did, because that the chase scene at the beginning. Just look, it's supposed to be set in late 20th, early 21st century, and they're using 20th century vehicles.
Bollocks, you have exactly the same gripe and one and only problem with that movie as I've got.
Yeah, that's the problem. It doesn't look...
It's not Mega City one is futuristic to fuck, not downtown LA with tower blocks.
No, it looked... That's the thing. As soon as I saw that, I thought...
That is my only fucking gripe with that movie.
Yeah, because if they had, because that's the one thing I will give the Stallone film is that the vehicles look completely over the top and mental, and because even the what they call the bikes, the Lawmasters, they actually the one that Stallone rode is with them fucking great chunky tires on, you can't turn them.
Well,
They
you
can
would be able to.
they have to go straight.
Oh, Batman didn't have a problem on his, but that's another story.
So, but
Yeah,
obviously,
well, you know, fuck
the
physics.
scene in Dread, obviously, they
Fuck
have.
physics, indeed, Gabby. Fuck physics.
So the only complaint about the movie is this thing and not Rob Schneider?
Dude, shut the fuck up, mate. You didn't read 2000 AD when you were growing up with
About
playground
the actual people who are in it, because I would give Judge Dredd the Sloane film. It's as soon as they've done the first bit where he kills James Remar, that's fine up till then. It's everything that goes beyond that part. If
On
they
that
just
first moment, can
if
you
they-
remember? Can you
yeah,
remember?
if they cut the film there, it would and ended it there, it would have been fine.
Can you
Yeah.
remember Blockmania?
Yes.
Can you remember the fucking Dread story, Blockmania?
Mm.
That very beginning of that Stallone movie, where the blocks are firing on each other, and you
Yeah.
see that angled shot go up, and they're all firing on each other, the blocks, and then Dread just gets off his bike, pulls down his little mic comm, and goes, "These blocks
Yeah, but you
are
know,
under arrest." That
But
was
this is
it.
the
That
thing,
was
right?
brilliant.
yeah.
And then, straight
this is-
after that, the film took a fucking nosedive. An incredible
the thing
nosedive.
is, Jazz, you know, this is the problem with Americans trying to write English sort of, you know, text.
No, but the
It
best
doesn't
of it is,
work.
the guy who directed that, who also is the guy behind the Gotham TV show, guys, just in case you didn't know that, the guy who directed the Stallone Dread is the guy who's behind Gotham, the TV show.
Yeah, Danny Cannon.
Well, I don't know. I
Alright,
thought
alright.
Demolition Man was better
Yeah,
than Judge Dredd.
Yeah, but he's also the
Look,
he
what I'm
directed
saying
also
is,
CSI
that guy-
Miami. So what?
That guy, at the time of going into production on the Stallone Dread, said he was a 2000 AD fan, read it for years. He's not going to respect the character.
Yeah, right.
That's what he
Yeah, but they
said.
always say that. Yeah, but the social justice bullshit. And they all say, "Oh yeah, we're
I
gonna,
won't
maintain the canon," and then they turn everyone into a fucking trans, gender, fucking lesbian,
I walked
you know,
out the fucking cinema. I
fucking
walked out
Pikachu.
the
Who
cinema.
the fuck knows?
When that Stallone fucking film, I walked out the cinema with about 20 other 2000 AD fans who I'd never spoke to ever. We were all that pissed off. We all went to have a drink up the Albion just to discuss it because we were fucking horrified what we'd just seen.
Yeah, even smashed the fucking place up as well. But yeah, it's. I think I do think that film ended up scarring Dread when it came out because I think the Americans
No,
all saw
because it
it.
made it a joke. It made it a joke. I mean, it was
Oh,
just
I mean,
Yeah,
they saw it.
Rob Schneider in the movie.
Fair play to Carl Urban, mate. He went, yeah, I don't need to show me face. I don't give a fuck. I'm not an arrogant piece of shit like fucking Stallone. So, yeah,
Mm,
Yeah. So,
fair enough.
yeah.
That's the way it should be. Nobody knows what Joe Dredd looks like. That's his name, by the way, people.
Well,
No.
you do know what he looks like if you've seen Rico.
Well, Rico is brother.
You know,
Don't try to trick me,
Dredd
mate.
was
I know
the-
all 2080. I know Rico,
Well,
his brother,
interestingly enough,
who was sent to the fucking what's it moon.
That's why I like
yes,
the Stallone movie, which is Rico's his clone.
Oh,
he looks
that
totally
movie.
fucking
well,
different.
yes,
I forgot the storyline of that movie.
yes.
it's
His
exactly
clone.
Judge
his
Dredd
clone.
was a major.
He looks fucking totally different.
Yeah,
You know, they.
his clone.
Yes. Yes. Like that. Hello,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. I just forgot that the Stallone thing had
Okay.
Rico's storyline.
That's what convicts him in it.
It
Hello,
was
yes.
That's what convicts him.
Yes.
altered to
Are
breed.
you there?
Go on, Cabby.
No, right, you are there.
I am. Go on.
Yeah, but Judge Dredd was also one of the motivators for RoboCop. I mean, that was one of the inspirations for RoboCop.
Yeah, I said that earlier. The early first drafts of RoboCop, that was intentionally going to be the Judge Dredd movie, but the backers pulled out. Paul Verhoeven
Yeah.
and made it RoboCop, but it was initially going to be the Judge Dredd movie. If
Yeah,
you look at
he went even in a discussion about that with the guys who made the special effects for RoboCop, because
you look at early production sketches of RoboCop, even the Marquette when they were making the figure up in clay.
yeah,
He's
Did you hear that Verhoeven, when he was sent the script for RoboCop, he read through the first couple of pages and put it straight in the bin? But
Yeah.
apparently, it was because his wife took it out and read it all the way through and said, I think you ought to give this another chance.
Yeah, I've read that. Yeah.
Yeah. Literally, if his wife hadn't
well, the women save the women save it again, don't they?
Hey, in that case, they fucking did though, Cabbage.
If they did, if it's not fucking.
At the end of the day, that beloved film we all think is just the greatest movie ever made, Star Wars, that was all saved by Marcia Lucas, his wife, who was an editor. That was all saved because if you look at the original storyboards of Star Wars, I do believe some guy on YouTube even made a video about it. If you look at the original storyboards of Star Wars, it would have been a completely different movie.
Yeah, if she hadn't been prostituting her ass at the time, they wouldn't have had the money up front for the movie.
Well, you know, you got to pimp your bitch.
Yeah.
Boy, if you ever want to get a project off the ground, get the missus down the docks.
Yeah. Never give her that fucking Oscar she deserved, the cunt.
Get that hoe earning.
They won 7 Academy Awards, and Marcia Lucas should have had one.
The funny that saves Star Wars.
No, seriously, mate.
No, I don't doubt it, mate. It's just that I prefer my story to be true.
All right. Mate, the funny that saves Star Wars, it's going to be a funny that fucks it up. I mean, it has been so far.
Definitely.
Right?
Hey, Gabby, the force is female now, dude.
Beautiful creature known as Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah.
Was it?
Don't ever mention.
Was she Lucas's tea lady, wasn't she?
It's ill. In all fairness.
Yeah, well, teabagger. I don't know about tea lady.
In all fairness, I thought when I first heard the news, I thought, yeah, she's going to be good for the job. She's worked with Spielberg and Lucasfilm for fucking years. And
she's ugly and she's a feminist. What could go wrong? I honestly
thought that she'll be good for that position at first. Yeah. I really did. Mm-hmm. I thought, yeah, that's a good move, that is. Oh, wow, fucking wrong. Gee. I didn't know she was going to push all this feminist agenda and horrible woman.
But you got to ask the question though, Jez. Would you?
Yeah, and don't forget she's
not in a month, not even in a dark song. No way.
He's also
I tell you what, mate, on them lonely nights, mate, and I've had enough.
I'd rather have a wank. Seriously.
Maybe.
All right. What if what if you had the scissors around the tip of your bell end and a gun to your head? We're gonna nip it off. And we're gonna blow your fucking brains again.
No, you gotta have standards. You got standards, man. Take the bullet.
It's the bullet every time. Now there's no choice.
Oh dear, That's whatever her self-esteem has been ripped to shreds.
I just feel sorry for any nerds who tuned into this and think we were going to talk about Star Wars for 3 hours.
What about Cub? He hasn't spoken up. How many?
I still want to uprate the fucking RoboCop 2. I think people need to see that more.
I don't think you're going to change his mind.
Hey, underrated film. Cabbage changed my mind. I'm going to watch it again. Either tomorrow afternoon. I'm going to watch it again.
If we are able to change a German's mind, we might not spend 6 years in conflict.
No chance in hell.
I think Cub's very, very, very staunchly, put his foot down on that one. As far as he's concerned, RoboCop 2.
I could understand Robocop 2 back then when it came out. I'm not one of the guys who liked it back then and nowadays said,
You've got no fucking heart, like I've said on numerous occasions, fucking Tin Man. You've got no fucking heart, you haven't. You're just stone cold and a cunt.
Yeah, but he said that he was rethinking. No, you cut him off before he managed to call.
I don't mind anybody who thinks a film I like is shit, as long as they can justify it to a certain extent. It's just a coincidence that me and Cab always seem to like the same films.
Yeah, it's true, isn't it? Yeah. So it just ends up as a backslapping exercise.
Well, considering that there's a theory that me and you are the same person anyway, it doesn't help, does it?
Well, that doesn't help me because I was pretty much along for the ride as well with the same. Yeah, that's fucking all. Yeah.
The last good movie I saw in cinemas was in 2000, 1998, I think.
1998?
Yeah, 1998. That was the last decent movie, a very good movie I saw in cinemas. Cube. And after that, I never saw a good movie again in the cinema. Never. The last one I saw was...
I don't even know what Cube is. What is Cube?
Cube.
P-O-O-P.
Cube. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Cube.
Yeah, and the last movie I saw...
I don't know what you're talking
It's
about.
all right.
Is that the kind of film you have to go into a cubicle to watch?
The
He
dark...
tries to say cube, but it just comes out. And six.
Yeah, and
I
the
don't
last
know.
one...
It sounds like Pube. Why are you telling me to watch a film called Pube?
Poop.
Just like some weird German film where there's somebody's, crotch.
For one, anyway, Gabby, I've seen it. Don't let that title mislead you. It's boring.
No, it's really a good movie. And the last one I actually saw was Dark Knight Rises. And after that, I said, no, it's over. I don't go to the cinema anymore. Because this was the last one I was tricked from friends to watch it in the cinema. And
no, that's because you put an hole in the popcorn and ask the girl next to you if she wants to.
You want to wrap
that's another one of those films. That's another one of those films that when it first came out, a lot of people were like, "Oh, that's really good. It's on par with The Dark Knight." And then suddenly, 5-6 years later, everybody say, "Fuck me, that film was shit." It's funny how people seem to get wrapped up in the hype to start with, and then they finally admit to themselves, "Actually, no, it was crap."
I never understood why everybody thinks Heath Ledger was the best Joker ever. Never got it.
No, sorry. It really works, man. It works. It's
Dark Knight is a very good film, but I don't think it's a very good Batman film.
I think it's a great film.
It's a very good film. I don't think it's a very good.
I think in degrees of when they came out, in degrees of quality. First one's really good. Second one, don't understand why Heath Ledger, everybody thinks he was the best Joker, just giving a Jack Nicholson impression. Well, I don't understand that.
No, but Jack, I was serious. Compare that Joker.
The third one was just
Jack Nicholson's wandering around and he's got his little fucking penguins. I mean, it was like Superman 3 or something. It was just tacky. It was fucking you got Keith Ledger and, it was a lot darker. It was, there was much more to it. And the storyline was way more complex. It's a brilliant film.
On the whole, the movie...
on the whole, yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is, Cabby, on the whole movie, right? But what I'm saying is, Cabby, is why everybody put fucking Heath Ledger on this pedestal that he was the best Joker ever. Best Joker ever. Nobody... All he did was do a Jack Nicholson impression.
He's definitely the best portrayal of a Joker. Definitely the best sort of live action, I suppose. But Nicholson is...
But I mean, look, it was
Nicholson is the one I would say is closest to the comics, whereas old
yeah, exactly. I mean, if you're looking if you're gonna go, come back to original, but but that's the whole point, right? I mean, the things are meant to mature and develop, and Keith Ledger and what he did with it.
That's what I mean.
It was very different, it changed the whole
mood
of
just
DC.
a more psychotic Jack Nicholson.
Whereas, what was the name of that prick who was in
Well,
Suicide?
Jack Nicholson wasn't psychotic. He was just sort of like it didn't really bring to it. I don't understand why I think people really a significant penguin.
There hasn't been a good penguin. Penguin is a character you're going to have to really try to nail anyway, because the character in general is fucking boring.
You won't tell him. I still think the Dark Knight was. I mean, I'm not saying it's the best thing that ever happened or whatever. I'm just saying it was quality.
I think the first one's the best one. Batman Begins. I think that's the best one. Like I say, I think they go in order. First one's the best one. Second one's okay. Third one's bollocks.
Well, it's hit and miss. Well, that's DC though, isn't it? They tend to go with hit and miss. In Marvel, they had a fucking run and then they managed to fuck it up.
I can't believe I'm Gabby and bollocks talking about nerd shit.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
Okay, the thing is, I don't know anything.
Gabby's seen every film made.
People. I thought Gabby would have just gone, "Oh, fuck this."
Gabby's seen everything. Every film since 1924. He said.
Yeah, that's right.
In that order.
And it still hates the talk.
But no,
seriously. Oh, yeah, but the thing is, I'm a big Law fan because I didn't do the whole the illustrated books and everything like that, so I don't know the intricacies and stuff. But I know what I like.
You don't need to anyway. Your film should be just based on its fucking movie alone. You shouldn't need everything about the character or the entire backstory and read.
Well,
Batman.
That's where they're fucking up the Avengers.
Yesterday. Happy birthday, Batman. 80 yesterday. 8 years ago, Batman.
Mm.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
All right. Fucking these codgers. And then,
didn't you? Good conversation, guy. You managed to fuck it up. But,
well, come on then, Cabby, get the machine rolling again.
But it's nice to see that just as DC's starting to go into major decline, well, hopefully, it's just as DC is suddenly starting to turn things around, isn't it? Because it looks like Shazam's going to do well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Does look. I'm looking forward to watching that.
Well, supposedly it's supposed to be really funny, so we might have another Deadpool on our hands, perhaps.
Yeah.
I don't think
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I hope for.
It probably won't be.
I don't think so. I think it'll be SJW humor, and it'll be like Amy Schumer humor.
No, I don't think it's that bad.
Amy
Schumer
and comedy
I hope
do
not.
come in the same sentence.
Exactly. So if they do it that way, it's not going to work. But if it's just funny, that'd be great. It would be that would be funny as hell.
The one thing I want is it to actually beat Captain Marvel at the box office. That would be funny.
Well, I mean, didn't what was the not Attila? I keep saying Attila. Alita. I mean, didn't that pretty much bust? Yeah, I mean, it's like compared in terms of cost and everything else. I mean, it made it look like.
I think it's made it over 400 million. So
there you go, 400 million. How much did it cost to make?
Exactly.
How much did it cost to make?
I think it cost like 185 million. I think to make.
Yeah, I don't think that's made any money then.
No, it doesn't. No,
that's made a shitload.
Flop.
No, I mean that's all in with advertising and everything.
Yeah, because
Elita is
very limited.
No, Elita is like
normally these days when you factor in advertising as well, isn't it 3 times they reckon the budget you need to make?
It depends. But that's the thing. Elita didn't have any of that. Elita was publicized
on advertising. That's your average.
Elita was promoted by the viewers. It didn't have any, and there was no media coverage or anything like that. I mean, they were trying to slate it. you know, even Rotten Tomatoes and stuff again, you know, fucking Rotten Tomatoes, you know, they're
advertising as your average Marvel movie would. Didn't even
Yeah.
get half the money.
no, they don't do nothing. So, you know, I mean, when you compare all costs and everything,
Yeah,
no,
they
I mean, it,
kept that budget tight.
money.
And it
I
off,
bet
and
I bet you they made more money than
Oh,
Marvel.
pound,
You know,
pound,
with
pound for pound, Gabby, definitely. What they've
Yeah,
and what they've
exactly.
definitely.
People don't understand, you know, arithmetic and, you know, finance. That's the problem. But yeah, it looks like it absolutely. I mean, it made it effectively a flop. I mean, that's the thing with, you know, the Marvel, whatever the fuck it is. Yeah, so good, deserved it.
Indeed. And on that note, I think I will call it a night, gentlemen.
Yep.
Because I'm pretty sure Mads
Oh,
is streaming, so I'm going to go over there.
Right, yeah, well,
No.
we've got to get to bed sometime.
Yep.
Right. It's been a blast. Thank you very much, my special guests, Cabbage Patch Bestard and Mr. Magic Bollocks. Thank you for joining me this evening.
No problem.
Always a pleasure, mate. A pleasure.
Yeah, well, hopefully.
And RoboCop 2 is a great film.
Well,
It is.
I'm going to
Fucking A.
rewatch it with fresh eyes, Gabby. I am indeed.
I want to hear your review tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be in the chat in Mads.
Only if you watch the German dub, though.
Oh, on that note, goodbye.